Singing this song, I see I was wrong. To chain you down, I was the clown. I'm singing this song, I see I was wrong. To chain you down, I was the clown. I know now what you're all about. I've had the time to run out. I pray for the touch of your hand. Your love is so, so grand. Oh, baby.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. As with you always, at least not yesterday, it is Max doing a live video today on the one, the only XRP. So without further ado, smash that like if you haven't done so already. Oh my goodness. Ripple's XRP. And how about this? You knew it was going to happen, even stellar. How about the rest of the crypto market? It's going to be a great show. So excited to be here. Unbelievable. The time has finally come. Toast your champagne glasses, tip them off to all your friends, loved ones, and family. We have achieved quite the milestone, quite the victory for crypto. What a wonderful day today is. All right. Please smash that like. Right now, we are currently at 13 likes. Not too bad. But if you're wondering, is he going to talk about some XRP? You better believe I'm going to talk about some XRP. You got to talk about some XRP. Even if you don't even hold XRP, you should realize that it's definitely an absolute victory for the overall scheme of things. It's a victory for all of crypto. All right. Let's start things off the right way. We're going to kick it into the comments. I see quite a few people already connected, which is awesome because, that's the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be where people kind of celebrate together, right? All right, so I'm going through the comments, making sure everything's good. It looks like it is good. And we're going to start things off with the first comment of the day from the one, the only, Mr. Edward Vincent. He says, amen. Well, amen to you too, brother. Praise God. Hallelujah. That's the way I look at it. I was actually thinking about the Ripple XRP case the other day before this whole thing happened. I was just thinking to myself, I was like, it's got to happen. I'm still going to stick to sometime in 2023. It's kind of funny how that works, My ears weren't ringing or anything, but it was something. All right. But yeah, glad to have you, Edward, aka Squidward, right? All right. Tim Shea says, hey, of course he's going to say that. Thank you so much for being here. Mayor Crypto, the crypto commissioner. Literally, today is the day to represent the fellow 589th district of the XRP Army, his constituents, Mr. Tim Shea. A lot to be proud about today from Tim Shea. Thank you, thank you. With that said, gonna have a little drink of the juice, not the fat juice, but the juice. Nothing like some good guava. All right, on this wonderful day. All right, speaking of wonderful, also Brittany is in the house. Thank you for being here, Brittany. Boom. I'm sorry that I missed out on yesterday, guys. I had some things come up last minute, and glad to be here today. I was like, I got to be here no matter what today. I was thinking about doing an earlier stream today, but wasn't able to. But it's all right. We're here now. It's going to be great. Mr. Dingy is in the house. He's like, F yeah. Well, welcome, Mr. Dingy, a.k.a. Dinyu. He says, let's go. Yes, yes. Mike is back. He says, hey, everyone, huge day. It is a huge day, right? I think you got your I love you in sign language thing going on. My mom spoke sign language fluently. She was never a person that was deaf or anything, but she did speak it fluently. One of 8 different languages and dialects. Yeah, I know. She should have worked for the UN. Anyway. Mr. One and Only, got to do it today, man. Mr. Boomer F. Sooner is in the house. Thank you for so much for your ongoing support, Boomer. Always glad to go on a live and say, Mr. Boomer more effing sooner. Did your dog jump off the couch when I say that? I don't know. All right. Let's get further down in the comments. Let's welcome also Mr. Patrick Collier. Patrick, always good to see you too as well, my friend. Lots of dabs today, right? There's going to be lots of likes and lots of dabs. Please smash that like button. We are currently at 15 likes. We definitely need more likes to get this out to a broader base. We understand there's other shows going on, but that would be awesome. All right, the ghost is back. The ghost with the most. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. I hope this is the start of getting rid of that Gensler shrunken. Yeah, I might as well go ahead and say it. He is a dick, all right? Got to state what it is, right? I would agree with that, yes. All right, Mike, remember to hit the like button, and he is doing that. Why are you doing that? I think you meant to do that. All right, thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Cool Cat Crypto's in the house. The cat has entered. Welcome, Triple C. What a day, huh? What a day, what a day. Sobo is here. Thank you for being here, Sobo. I'm really glad that you're here today. I hope you're doing well. I hope that you still have a little bit time left before you go back to teaching with this summer break. So welcome back, Sobo. Here's a Booyaka dab right towards you. Appreciate you, Sobo. Thank you for being here. All right. We have 32 wonderful, beautiful people that are here right now. And I do appreciate you guys being here. We're going to get to all this good, amazing, juicy stuff. I'm sure quite a few of you guys saw the news earlier today. I'll just state this. Got a call from Mike Cornwell early this morning. I was actually trying to pick up some items from the grocery store. And he originally calls me up real quick. And he says, basically, he's just like, man, XRP is really, really up. I mean, at this time, it was like, I think it was like 35% or something like that, which was significant. And then I'm kind of like, I got stuff in my hand, I'm not hopping on any type of news outlet and whatnot. And anyway, I'm thinking, well, Mike, maybe it's because, Fed now, I'm thinking stuff like that, like a few days or some other things, right? Things are kind of looking bullish, and didn't think for a moment, like, why don't you just go check? So he at least went and checked, called me back roughly within like 10 minutes. And he was serious. You could tell he was serious, not trolling me. And he was like, oh my gosh, unbelievable. Ripple has defeated the SEC. And I was just like, oh man. And I went and did a quick search myself. All the outlets, all reporting on early this morning. I saw as much as, I think it was like 83 cents per XRP. I think we touched into the 90s briefly. I'm sure you guys a report in regards to that. Amazing stuff going on. Absolutely awesome. So glad to be on this journey with you guys. It's been really, really something. All right. Glad everybody's welcome. Mr. Cool Cat Crypto. Sobo saying hello to everybody. Glad to have that. How about this? Even Josh Cornwell, who is the man, recognizes the big news going on today. Josh, you're one heck of a smart young fellow. And you want to know something? You've been a great member of our community, a member of the Cornwell clan. Thank you for being here. Shout out to JC the man. Give him a follow on YouTube. You'd be more than glad that you did. Cool Cat Crypto says Cosmos keeps going up and up and up today. A lot of things are going up today. Just about almost everything feels like it's going up today. I checked out my portfolio. I would say about 90% of my portfolio went up. Even some of the crap coins went up. Remember, we talked about some of those things in the past, right? Of course, we know that Stellar's riding on the coattails of Ripple. That's to be expected. I mean, both of them are doing really awesome. No complaints. All right, we're going to go further down to a few more comments. GS is in the house. Welcome back, Mr. GS. We got April Cornwell in the house. She says, hey, Max. Of course, Brittany's saying hello to everyone, as well as April. You're wanting a WrestleMania. Yeah, we'll see what goes on with that, man. It's been a really busy last couple days for me, in which I haven't even had the chance really to just eat a proper meal. I know it sounds bad, but it's true. It's like I'm going on 2 days without. I think the most I had was like a donut, which is like, that's just junk food. But like actually just sit down and have something. So earlier this morning, I was like, you know what? Later tonight, I'm gonna make some pho, right? Some of you guys call it pho. Had all the ingredients set up. I'm like, what a day to celebrate eating some pho, some pho. Like, technically pho. Anyway, there's a local restaurant here. I kid you not. It's my favorite one. It's called Pho Avena. All the workers walk around the restaurant, and as you get served, it literally says, "What the pho?" So today was definitely a what the pho day, right? Anyway, good stuff. Great stuff. All right. You guys want the Vaseline? Yeah, I know you guys want all that stuff. Huh? Now time for Jasmine to go utility run a lot of stuff. I mean, even Mike Cornwell is showing me, he was just like, man, look at this chart on Ethereum. Well over 2,000. We're going to get into all of this a bit. Just welcome a few more people. I know we're about 11 minutes into the show. Let's see if we could tick up into the 40s. I think we're going to do it. Currently, we're at 21 likes. We could definitely get a lot more likes. But I'm very grateful for each and every one of you guys that are here. I think it's awesome. Brittany says hello to the most beautiful April. And Magic Power, welcome. The one and only. Just for you, my friend. Hello. Guten Tag. The Liechtenstein Exchange. And Jasmine in the house. All right. Good stuff. Cool Cat says XRP and XLM going down a little. Cosmos still going up. Okay, well, it is what it is. I mean, people are going to take some profits. All right, April Cornwell says, hey, you guys, hope today was beautiful. It's hot and muggy as F here. Oh, no. Well, you know what? People call me weird, but I'll either go out early in the morning to get what I need for groceries or whatnot, or I'll either do it like late at night, like an hour or half an hour before the darn grocery store closes, because it makes a difference. On the advisory, it said it was supposed to get up to like 119 possibly today. I'm glad it didn't. It's about 110 now. Anything over 110 in Phoenix is a brutal killer. All right, let's welcome a few more guys, especially the one and only Blackwood in the house. He's like, XRP, yes. I'm sure Mr. Richard Sends Crypto is going to get a lot of that, and that's great. I'm looking forward to watching his video on the matter later. Glad everybody's welcome, everybody. Good evening, Maxwell. I never been called Maxwell. Anyway, hello, Mr. Maxwell. Yeah, some people don't like me doing that, but anyway. All right, let's just see if there's a couple more people. Cat Shields, morning all. We even summoned the one and only guy from across the pond, Mr. Dildo Shaggins. Welcome, Mr. Shaggins. Good morning from Scotland. Thank you. Crypto Homes 777, and I don't know. Maybe there's a few more people, but I don't think there's a whole heck of a lot more. Andrew Davis, Mr. Lambo's Crypto Talk. What up, Big Max? Love the show, bug. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Appreciate you, especially Mr. Lambo's. Just trying to see if there's anybody else. Oh, especially Eddie T. Are you kidding me, man? It wouldn't be a proper show without the one and only Eddie T. Welcome back, man. We will kick it in to the show in just a moment. Crypto Smiths, XRP for the win. You know what, man? We were supposed to have a show yesterday, and I don't know if you're wanting to come on, but you're more than welcome to come on. I'll send you a invite. I don't even know if you want to jump on here with me, but you're more than welcome to. I will send that to you on Twitter, because you know what? I do feel bad because we were supposed to have a show yesterday, and it was supposed to be Utility Talk Now, brought back, and all this stuff, of course, happened last minute. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna send you a link just for the heck of it. If you don't want to come on right now, you're too busy. I totally understand, but there it is. So, boom. All right. So let's jump back to this. You guys, of course, welcome each other. What up, CTN fam? Glad to have that. I'm gonna read this real quick. I'm hearing a bunch of people saying Quant is a 10x coin, only it does nothing most of the time. Geez, you know how many people are going to continue? There's some people are going to say that Quant is just a ERC20 token, and that's all it is. That's just the way it is sometimes. I'm glad that I think I watched Richard Common Sense Crypto actually do another video recently in regards to the matter. I had a wonderful tweet that I had earlier about the whole QNT situation, and of course Ripple blasting off. I don't know if I have that on my feed, but we'll try to see about pulling up some of that. But Anyway, at the very most, the 10x, I got a lot more higher than that, but we'll see what happens. Everything's a shakeout to a sense. Even today, you could technically say that. All right, we're going to welcome Ahmed and Mr. Elon Muff, aka Mike Cornwell. All right, just kind of want to say hello to just a couple more people. Maximilian, thank you. Selmo Fudd is in the house. Crypto Talk Now. Glad to have you here. Selmo Fudd. Of course, Edward Vinson. Really welcome you earlier. Mentalect. A lot of great guys up in here, especially Mentalect. Thank you for all that you do for the community and so on, man. Candlestick Maker, aka Mentalect. All right, Crypto Oracle. Hey guys, what a day. Brace yourself for the Asian session. Second wave may be massive, and Jasmine may be in the mix. Yeah, it's gonna be good stuff, man. Jasmine staking is coming to Dexpol. I saw your tweet about that, man. Yeah, I went ahead and retweeted it. I thought that was good stuff. I was going to advise you guys on this, but Ahmed's ahead of it. He says, be careful from scams. People, now that XRP is going up, scammers will come out. It's all over the place. If you type in $XRP or hashtag hashtag XRP, imagine maybe also XLM. I don't know. I didn't see one, but I've been seeing lots of info about airdrops. And they really try to make it look like it's official. It is not official. Okay. I want to state that anything where you're connecting your wallet, don't go for that stuff. You're going to, especially for airdrops, these scammers are taking advantage of all this stuff. So Stardog's also in the house. Wow. Special, hey man, because of the great news. That's what I imagine. That's why you're here. That's awesome. Thanks for being here, Stardog. Really glad to see you, man. All right, let's see here. Stump Rider's also here. So welcome, and I'm glad I went through the list. Stump Rider, hi Max, the CTN fam. Glad to have you here. Boom. Michael Montclair is here. Brian Riley is here. So glad to have you guys. Too many to fist. So many fists. My God. Too many to fist. All right. Well, what we'll do then is let me just double check Twitter real quick. And all right, I think we're good. Quant Papa sent a video. That's interesting. What is this? Huh. That's an interesting video. No sound, but it's still pretty cool. All right. Thank you for that, Quant Papa. Let's just jump into what we got. Please smash that like. Let's kick it into the actual show. Also, I just saw River showed up, so that's great stuff. Glad to have you here, the one and only River. Boom. All right. Yeah, too many fists. That's what she said. I knew somebody was eventually going to catch on what I just said. Anyway, I do agree. It's a great day to be an XRP XLM holder. It's a great day for crypto. Even if you guys don't hold Ripple's XRP, it's just a great day for the overall crypto scheme of things. All right. So we are finally going to kick it in. We're now at 50 connected. Thank you so much for joining us here today. 29 likes. Definitely could use some more likes. Who knows? I mean, if we got 50 likes immediately, we could go up to 75. We could go up to 100. But I'm glad that people are paying attention to these, these ones with real, true utility. So let's jump to what we have here, because if anything, we really need to get going on this. We're going to show you, of course, what's going on with the overall scheme of things, with the overall crypto market. You have to recognize it, right? So how about this, guys? Are we going to say RIP to the bear market? Is it finally like, here's the stamp of approval, rest in peace, bear market? Things definitely seem to look that way. It was 6.15% increase over the last day. And let's face it, I mean, Ripple's XRP, this great, huge news that came out definitely triggered all of this, okay? So for one, Bitcoin, BTC, I mean, come on, guys, we're up to 31.3, higher than that, 31,400. Ethereum, well over, the 2,000 mark, doing really, really well. And obviously a lot of ERC20 tokens, right? Doing well as well. But to give you guys a heads up, I have seen this as high as like 83 cents. Some of you guys reported that it did touch the 90-cent range at one point. But of course, people will take some profits. On the 1 hour, it's taking a dip down to, 8%. But yeah, earlier today, man, I mean, this on the 24-hour chart, I was seeing as high as like 80%. Stellar was right up there with it. So really, really big stuff. I mean, even on my last position for Stellar, this is a 2x from then for my Stellar, right? And then for XRP, I mean, gosh, I think that my first bag of XRP was like 32 cents. And then my average DCA was 40 cents. Some of you guys got me beat all the hell on that, and shout out to you guys on that. Really, really cool stuff. But yeah, I mean, you saw some other things trending, obviously BTC, Pepe, Shiba Inu. So what the heck is going on with this, right? That's the bottom line. Let's jump into a little bit of like everything that not only happened today, but get into some of the nitty gritty stuff that you may not have been aware about. So I'm going to jump into this tab instead. And this comes straight from Ripple themselves. And, we're going to show you quite a few things. We're going to show you official news. We're going to show you community-driven news. It's all great stuff. And it's a very, very exciting time, to say the least. I saw a few more comments coming. We'll get into that in a bit. But check this out right here. Straight from Ripple. And I love some of this. This is really, really good. XRP is not a security. This victory for Ripple is a win for the entire industry. How many times have you heard that? A Ripple victory is a victory for all of crypto. You don't even have to be holding Ripple's XRP to know that. Hopefully you're holding it, because if anything, like myself, you are so happy. I mean, is it time to, bust out the champagne and all that? If you want to, I just think this is a great milestone. I'm not ready to, go out and say, oh man, I'm rich, because I'm not rich yet. I'm not wealthy yet. But it's these things of understanding, like when we talk about institutional money coming in, boom, here's some great examples. And even before this, it does make you wonder, was this all by design? Because, the BlackRock ETS, the whole thing with Fidelity, the narrative literally changing. I mean, you better believe that some of these guys, they definitely talk behind closed doors and they're like, look, this is the way things are leaning. And we need to get into this before there's a big Ripple victory and so on. So I definitely think some of that stuff happened. It says a huge thank you to Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larson's, Stuart Alderati for their leadership, and the XRP community for their continued support. You, me, you name it, right? So this was also tweeted, and I agree with Sean the Crypto Smith basically, and that is let's see. He says he's going to hop on in a bit. That's great. Well, let me see that real quick. Hold on a second. Okay. He's going to hop on after his video is done uploading. Well, it will give me a little notification, like a little pop when he does. So we'll look forward to having him on. But yeah, Stuart Alderati definitely deserves a shout out. Crypto Smith was, thanking him. I retweeted and so on. So let's read this as well. A lot of it is going to be verbatim, and we'll give you guys your own take on it. But a huge win today as a matter of law. You're going to see that pound home all the time. A matter of law. XRP is not security. Also a matter of law. See how we're going with this? Sales on exchanges are not securities. Sales by executives are not securities. Other XRP distributions to developers, to charities, to employees are not securities. Think about how that sounds. I mean, that's the narrative you need to see, even if you're not invested in this. A couple more things I want to pull up from here. The only thing to the court found that constitutes an investment contract is past direct XRP sales to institutional clients. There will be further court proceedings only on these institutional sales per the court's order. Well, what is going to happen with that? Well, who knows what's going to happen with that? But at least he's recognizing some of that. Of course, he gives his absolute gratitude to the teams, obviously. Big stuff. I'm going to go back and show you guys just a little bit more. This one comes from Brad Garlinghouse, also earlier today, probably right around the time Mike was calling me on the phone. Brad Garlinghouse, we said in December 2020 that we were on the right side of the law. I mean, come on, guys. think of how much they're saying law, right? And we'll be on the right side of history. Thankful to everyone who helped us get to today's decision, one that is for all crypto innovation in the US, more to come. Of course, he's like, let's start planning that proper party. And think about this, you know, it's like a lot of people are going to celebrate this and so on, but this is what I want you guys to watch out for, like what Ahmed was talking about, right? For one, this is a fake account. This is not I don't think this is a real account. He's got way more followers than this. But watch out for this, right? Where it says huge XRP event live airdrop. Just even though it looks like it's real, it's not real. Okay. Anything that's really going to be real would be right from Ripple right here, right? 2.6 million followers. But I just want you guys to be careful about stuff like that. All right. I'm also going to jump into a little bit more before we kick it back in the comments. This is from Sean the Crypto Smith. He says, yes, get it done, referring to GOP majority whip, who? The one and only Tom Emmer. And, Tom Emmer, let's face it, I mean, especially with the last proceedings and so on, we saw him, basically really give it to Gary Gensler. And, we retweeted quite a few of those little snippets. But nonetheless, let's check this out for a brief moment. So Tom Emmer stated, the Ripple case is a monumental development in establishing that a token is separate and distinct from an investment contract it may or may not be part of. Now, let's make it law. I'm going to show you a few of those key highlights here in a bit. But nonetheless, I mean, we're going to blow this up. And I know you guys can see this for the most part. So here it comes from, right? It says XRP as a digital token is not in and of itself a quote-unquote contract, transaction, or scheme that embodies the Howey requirements of an investment contract. Hopefully you guys enjoy that thumbnail. I've had that thumbnail for a while. I had to block off the top left. If you're wondering what it says, it basically just says, F. But I thought, I'll make it more of my own family-friendly twist of things and make it, instead of Gensler saying owie, obviously saying Howie. Hopefully you got that. But going further down into this, 9 hours ago, according to Tom Emmer, he states that his bipartisan bill, the Securities Clarity Act, think about how this sounds, guys. This is big, big news. And again, shout out to Crypto Smith in regards to some of this. So his bipartisan bill, the Securities Clarity Act, I mean, come on. Perfect name. Shout out to Tom Emmer. Carves this concept in stone to provide the regulatory confidence needed to make sure the next iteration of the internet is designed with American values. People were saluting him. Let's pull this up for a brief moment, okay? And if anything, I'm going to retweet that as well. You guys are more than welcome to do that. So we're pulling this up, and this comes straight from his page, the official Tom Emmer website, right? So it says, for all press releases, there's this little highlight, but it says Emmer and Soto introduced bipartisan bill to provide regulatory clarity for digital assets. How long have we been talking about that we need regulatory framework and to get the regulatory clarity? And how long have not just us, but obviously other outlets, other content creators who cover this stuff, shout out to all of them, the ones that really covered, in my opinion, the ones that really matter, not just the meme tokens, right? I'm just being honest. Some people don't like me stating that, but that's just how I feel. You see this, and this whole concept of, securities clarity bill or act, I should say. I mean, institutional or regulatory framework leads to the clarity. But my point is, we have stated a Ripple victory could very well just put the whole thing on his back to get that clarity that we're all dreaming of. All right. So majority whip, Tom Emmer of Minnesota, right? And Representative Darren Soto, Crypto Smith is here. So if anything, maybe he's more familiar with it. Let's bring him in. Guys, smash that like for the one and only. He is back. Crypto Smith, Iceberg Smith, man. You're supposed to be here yesterday. You're here today. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you.
I thought this was a Good opportunity for Iceberg Smith to make an appearance. Today is a day we're celebrating. I think July 13th is now XRP Day going forward.
Absolutely, man. I think
Max,
it's awesome.
it's good to see you. Really,
It's good to see
you.
you, even though, it's kind of hard to see you because you were blinded by the market with everything pumping like crazy. You're just like, I don't know what to do. I got to put some shades on or something, right?
Dude, it was crazy today. I mean, crypto Twitter was just going nuts. I did manage to get a couple of shots in at the SEC. I mean, probably not my finest moment. I got a little childish there for a minute, but but congratulations to everybody. I mean, honestly, this isn't the end, of course, but this is a good enough place to celebrate. I think we've got, a little, I don't know, a little more to deal with, right? They could appeal. The SEC could appeal. I just dropped a video. So after the show, you guys go check out the video. Tell me what you think. But they could appeal. But I think it would be probably a bad situation for the SEC if they lost on appeal, because then it becomes binding precedent. And I don't know that they can afford that. So yeah, it's crazy. I was uploading my video and running around for a second, so I wasn't really listening to what you were talking about. But Emmer and Soto introduced bipartisan bill. Yeah, so now we think, is this going to push, right, with a win, at least for XRP, with a judge actually saying the token is not a security, right? The asset is not a security, right? Which we already know to be true. A token or an asset has never been labeled a security, in a secondary, sales situation. So I don't know why they would appeal something like that. And that, other than that, I don't think anybody else cares about what's going on with Ripple, right? Ripple can lose. They're going to spend some money. They're probably going to get one of the biggest fines in SEC history. They're going to pay that, and they're going to move on. So, we'll see what's going on. What's your take on this whole case today?
My whole take is it's a massive, obviously, a victory, not just for Ripple, but I mean, everything that was mentioned that some people thought, well, I don't know. Like some people were saying, like, I don't know if Stellar is going to ride the coattails of Ripple. Why wouldn't nobody believe that? I mean, you literally saw that going on today. And then the other thing that came true was, this is going to be a massive win for all of crypto. You see the whole market, reflecting upon that. We saw Ripple go from number 6 to number 4.
Number 4. It's crazy.
It's ahead of BNB, for crying out loud.
They gained like $17 billion in market cap. It was just phenomenal to see. I mean, it's going to be a pullback, right? For sure. We're going to see it take a little dip here as people take some profits, and they should, right? Take a little profit while you're at it, and hopefully buy back in, when it's a little bit lower. But yeah, a huge win for the crypto industry, right, as a whole. And this is why the industry needs to stop, being maxis. They need to stop the tribalism and work together, right? And look, I know there were a lot of Ethereum maxis and Bitcoin maxis that hate XRP, but they were out on Twitter actually congratulating Ripple, or XRP really, because Ripple did lose, right? They did take an L on this one as well. And the SEC did win. Pretty massive win, and they're going to spin that, this is why they should be the agency to run crypto, right? That's how they're going to spin this. So we need to be ready for that. And obviously, if Ripple and their team could go maybe help Coinbase out a little bit, give them some pointers, give them some information, and help them along too. Even though Coinbase did take forever to relist, and they finally did today. It was actually amazing. I was really surprised how quickly they're like, okay, now I guess it's good. We'll just go ahead and relist, right? And that did help the run continue to feed.
I think it's going to create a snowball effect on a lot of things. Something that we've been reporting for about a couple of weeks now is KuCoin, the whole thing with the KYC and you're not going to be able to do spot trading and stuff like that. That's supposed to be 2 days away, right? So right. Today's the 13th. That's supposed to be 2 days away. I mean, if I'm KuCoin, I'm saying to myself, this is a massive win for Ripple. Like, do we need to go through with all this? I mean, are we that threatened still by the SEC? I mean, some people feels like, well, you're not really threatened by the SEC because you're kind of out of their jurisdiction. But, it's just, it makes you wonder, it's just like, is that make an announcement, do something. I don't know. I've been looking at that as well, but
it is crazy, and we would want to think that the people at the SEC are going to do the right thing, right? Like, let's tailor our lawsuits to the bad actors in the space, right? Where they didn't go after, FTX, they didn't go after really, Gemini, although they are now, kind of in a way, but they didn't go after any of the bad guys. They went after the good guys, right? Coinbase, Ripple, Kraken, and others who really tried to do the right thing. They just weren't able to do it. And I know, of course, it's been a long time since I've been on the channel. I don't know if you covered a lot of that Prometheum, just absolute joke, that they tried to come out with and say, hey, look at us. We played by the rules and we got a special license, even though they literally can't sell anything on a platform right now. Basically they're just a plant for the SEC, and it's a joke, and they're getting called out for it right now. So you would think the SEC would calm down a little bit and go, okay, maybe we need to rethink our attack. Let's go after the ones that did sell. Like Ripple has to admit, like, we did sell, we kind of skirted the law in the beginning and packaged and sold it as an unregistered security. They got to take the hit for that. Ethereum, if Ethereum has to go through the same thing, they're going to have to take the hit for their ICO. They sold it and packaged it. It's literally the definition of a security. It doesn't mean ETH is a security today, the token's not, but, they may have to take that loss and take the, suck it up for, just for, to have a good showing, to show people that they can do the right thing. Like, we can admit, maybe we made some mistakes in the past, but, nothing's a security going forward. And one of the bigger things I want to just remind everybody is when they say secondary sales, and this is going to be a point of contention, I think, going forward, when they say secondary sales are not deemed a security, that's not necessarily true. And I don't know if you covered this, but the judge.
No, I haven't.
So the judge punted on saying that specifically, like secondary market sales, she can't label as not a security because it all depends on how they're packaged, right? And I go through this in my video. Like, if I have some XRP and I want to sell it, but it also comes with some instructions and some marketing, and I'm telling people that I'm going to help Ripple, improve the price of the XRP, and you're going to make money, that now becomes a securities offering. So in that instance, the token could absolutely be used as a security. So that's why she can't just give a blanket statement like secondary sales aren't a security, because it all depends on how they're sold.
And I also think that's why you see this, I guess you could say, the terminology from Stuart Alderati. How many times has he mentioned like a quote was like, and this is blankety blank law, Brad Garlinghouse, you know what I mean? This is law. I was sharing that with our audience, right, to start things out, was like a lot of mentions about law and what's technically not security and stuff like that. So
and I don't agree with it. I think we're talking about where it's hyperbole at this point, because it's not law. One lower court judge ruled that XRP is not a security. If it goes to appeal and they lose that appeal, and XRP and the higher court judge says, yeah, the lower court judge got it right, then it's basically law. But right now they can use it, in cases going forward, be like, hey, the judge, ruled this way, so we can use that in instances, but it's not necessarily binding, law.
Yeah, there's a lot of technicalities with it. I get that.
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, it's a huge win, right? We can't deny that it's a huge win for XRP.
Yeah, it is a huge win. I'm gonna give your channel a plug here in a second because you obviously deserve it. But what I was gonna state is, have you seen this? That's on the screen right now. Have you seen this?
Tom Emmer. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to apologize, to everybody, because I'm not generally prepared, because I've kind of been taking a break lately with crypto. So I probably haven't, even though I've been on Twitter. Tom Whiphammer. So explain it to me. What's going on?
Oh, no problem. Well, I mean, I'm kind of catching up on a lot of it as well, but just to show you, like, this is straight from his site, right?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so he it's kind of like that thing you retweeted earlier, but then on the side there was like, but wait, there's more, that type of thing.
Right.
So so it says Emmer and Soto introduces bipartisan bill to provide regulatory clarity for digital assets, but look at what's mentioned here. Right, literally, this is awesome. I mean, look at this. I'll highlight this part right here. introduction of their bipartisan Securities Clarity Act. Don't you just love how that sounds?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. The bill will provide clarity to the regulatory classification of digital assets, providing market certainty for innovators. Think about this. That sounds beautiful. I mean, in light of this ruling, or whatever you want to refer to it as, right? I'm like, yeah, you could definitely say that Ripple is part of the mix of being innovators for sure. It says
100%.
clear jurisdiction boundaries for regulators. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot more to this. We can.
Well, this is where they disagree with the SEC chairman, with Gary Gensler, right?
What do you mean on the surface? Okay.
Yeah, Gary says it's very clear. Like the laws are very clear. The rules of the road are clear. We don't need to change anything. We don't need to add any additional rules or laws on the books because it's clear. And to an extent, he is correct. If you package an asset, as a securities offering, yes, those rules are clear, but it's certainly not clear whether the asset itself is a security. And we've, heard today, of course, from the judge said this particular one is not a security. And hopefully, not every project has to go through, a court case because most of them won't be able to make it. Most of them will go bankrupt and they'll be gone. So, and I think in order to try to gather up the whole field of crypto, that's why they're going after Coinbase, and Binance and trying to regulate them. But then, I just don't know how it would work. On how are they going to prove that each one of those assets listed on these exchanges are securities? But the judge has to declare them.
Well, I think this is back to like what you're talking about before, because even right here, like I'm gonna highlight this, where it says many cryptocurrencies may initially be issued as part of a securities contract.
Right.
But once the project is fully developed and decentralized, the token could fall under a different classification, such as commodity. So,
and with that, with thinking about that, almost all, if you think about all of the cryptocurrencies that you've looked at or talked about or been involved with, almost all of them would probably fall under this part where the initial sale of it was probably a securities offering. If you want to get technical about it. But
I am going to get technical about it because my thing is this, right? So before this ruling, right, and so on, for the most part, I would say the general consensus of all people that have been following this closely, they're like, look, Gary Gensler, the SEC, and so on has basically stated unofficially that everything is a security except for Bitcoin. Right. They only look at Bitcoin, or I should say BTC, as being a commodity. But if you look at this right here, then that puts the whole thing in a different way of looking at things.
Yeah, but this is what they're doing is they're actually using logic and common sense, right? And saying, okay, there is a part of the law that's very clear. And if you sell your crypto token in this manner, that is considered a securities offering. And if you're not registered with the SEC, it's illegal. It's a Section 5 violation.
Well, then let's talk about this a little bit more, because here's the thing, all right? So the way I look at it is, before all this, or while the whole case was being dragged through the mud since, was it 2020 or something like that?
Yeah.
It was like Gary Gensler would always be like, Howey test, over and over, Howey test, right? But now you have a direct reaction based off of, like you can't use the Howey test. I mean, literally, was Annalisa Torres, that was part of a ruling in reference to that. To me, this is the direct result. I mean, they got to introduce this like they did, right? The Securities Clarity Act. So to me, the Securities Clarity Act is a direct reaction based on what has happened today. And this is the next big step forward. So, I mean, I just want people to have that in their mind. Like, look, we're so beyond, the whole talk of like, we got to have something that is going to answer this. And plain as day, I mean, you don't get any more plainer than this, or clear, no pun intended, Securities Clarity Act. He's going on and mentioned this, not just him, but also apparently Representative Darren Soto from Florida. And this other part, right? It says, without a distinction, let me blow this up with just a tab more. Without a distinction between the asset and the securities contract, token projects that must raise capital to fund development in the early stages will not be able to move out of the securities framework once the project is decentralized, preventing these tokens, and I'll highlight this, from being used from or for their utility. My goodness, which will only harm token holders.
Right.
Like, what do you think of that on the surface?
Well, I mean, like I said, I think they're using very common sense and plain language, right? So that everybody can understand, right? You don't have to be a lawyer to understand what they're trying to convey here, in that they want it to be clear, right? You can come out, you can be a crypto project and break the law, by offering unregistered securities in the way that you offered in the beginning. But then as you build out your ecosystem, it could become a commodity, right, with utility. If it can be used, there's no promise of profits or profit sharing. You don't own, token holder doesn't have any control or any rights to what the company does. There's no voting. Right now, if you have a DAO, right, that could be problematic in the future, right? Because that says now that the token holder has some sort of voting rights or control over what the company does. Right now, there's a link there. There's a common enterprise. Like that's going to be problematic, I think, in the future. So that may be another one that gets hit. Also, there's one I think that kind of snuck by, and I didn't read it in the ruling itself, but I did listen to John Deaton break it down today on his live stream. And there's something else that could be an issue for Ripple itself. In this ruling, the judge ruled that institutional sales were a violation. They did constitute an investment contract, and she also mentioned ODL sales in that same thing, kind of grouped them together.
Like
So,
literally said ODL.
yes,
Wow.
yes, and I don't know if that was a mistake on her part and she didn't understand, that, or got put in her, or maybe she thinks that is. So if that is the case, that could become problematic for Ripple, also, right? Because that's all they do. The escrow, and this became. I answered Molly Elmore's tweet earlier today about what happens to the escrow now. The 48 billion or whatever is in there, because they release that on monthly, and those only go to ODL partners, and then the rest, which isn't sold to them, goes back into the escrow. So now, technically, them releasing that and selling to ODL partners would be considered an unregistered securities offering. So what do they do now? Like that's, they don't sell to exchanges, right? Which would be legal, which would be fine. But they sell to ODL partners. That's all they sell to. So that could be an issue going forward. I have to look into it a little bit more. But like I said, this thing isn't really buttoned up all the way. There's still going to be some things out there. And Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson still are going to have to go to a jury trial to determine whether they, were willfully ignorant or whether they intentionally sold, the securities as Ripple, not as themselves personally, because she said their personal sales did not constitute a, securities offering. So they were kind of cleared that way, but they still have to go probably to a jury trial to suss out whether they did anything wrong intentionally, in the sales to institutional investors.
Boy, that's a whole other can of worms in itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we could make this a 6-hour show if that was the case, but I'm not going to do that. I want to show you just a little bit more on this because there's not a whole lot more really. This part right here, it says, this legislation is crucial to ensure that domestic innovation thrives and that the United States remains globally competitive. Again, like a direct reaction from you can't just go back to how he tests and that's it, right? I mean, obviously, but look at this quote from Tom Emmer. So long as we lack a clear definition under the law for what it is, a commodity, and basically it's been lacking forever, for a few years now, and what is a security, American innovation will suffer. Another quote, look at this. Entrepreneurs need to be able to accurately calculate risk to create new investment opportunities and grow our economy. The Securities Clarity Act will help provide these answers and allow American investors to fully participate in this exciting technology without sacrificing consumer protections. We need the United States to lead in the next iteration of the internet. I mean, the way I look at it is, like you mentioned earlier, I mean, have things pass to simply make sense. I mean, for the longest time, it's just like, even do these live shows. I mean, I'm sure you've been here while we were doing it. The whole thought of the United States is no longer number one when it comes to this stuff. Like, and when you look back to like I don't know, like the 60s and 70s or whatever, and it's just like you look back then and you're thinking to yourself, like, we prided ourselves as a country being number one, and it's like we're anything but. So, you know, yes, he is right. We need the United States to lead in the next iteration of the internet, and that next iteration is literally called Web3. Whether most people have embraced that or not, I'm talking about like the non, crypto blockchain people and so on.
Right. Right. And so this would be huge for crypto if they could do something to get this passed. I don't know if they're going to get this done. Right. They've done a lot of talking, right, and a lot of letter writing so far, but they haven't really done anything. So there's a lot of people out there who seem to think that nothing actually is going to get passed as far as common sense, crypto legislation for at least 2 years. Right. Next year is an election year. Nothing gets done during election years. Right. And then it's going to be determined by who is in office in 2024, who gets elected, who's controlling the House and the Senate. Regulation may never get done, maybe another 4 years. Right. We know Democrats, a lot of them at the top, if they're still around, don't like crypto. So they're not going to do anything to try to push, regulation forward. They're going to let the SEC kind of run in there and try to destroy everything. So, this kind of goes to where I've kind of been, the last 2 months I feel like I pulled back the curtain too far, and I kind of got a dose of reality, and I can see, crypto floundering, for the next 2 to 5 years before any sort of real, utility bull run starts, and
Right.
it sucks, it sucks to think about that, but unfortunately that could be the reality of it. And that keeps me from really wanting to do a lot of crypto content. So, hopefully that's not the case, right? Hopefully these guys can pull this off, in the next, several months, or at least get something rolling that would help. And what's nice about this is they don't need the opinion of the SEC in order to get this done, right?
Right.
It's the other way around. They run the show. They tell the SEC what to do.
In my opinion, and I showed, a lot of people, like, based off of some of the things I found and so on. I think we're entering, the fourth boom cycle. That in itself should be worth something as far as the actual real utility run. I feel like it could come afterwards, but with some of the things you mentioned as well, that could be further out. But in reality, anybody that follows this closer than anything, I mean, realizes that the utility run is where the real massive wave of that generational wealth is. I'm going to get back into the comments just for a brief bit, because otherwise, if I don't, it's going to be bad news bears. But glad to have Crypto Smith here. Let's go ahead and give him a plug real quick before I kick it back into the comments. You can give him a follow over at his platform, which is the Crypto Smith. The Crypto Smith is one word, or you can follow him at the Crypto Smith, all one word. And you said you just uploaded a video?
Yeah, the XRP. Yeah, that one there.
All right, let's see here. Yep, here it is. Judge rules XRP is non-security. Coinbase finally relists. We got some info about that as well. He put this up about 30 minutes ago. So cool stuff, man. Give him a follow over at the Crypto Smith. We'll leave that page up for him. The wonderful Crypto Smith. Glad to have you on, man, because it's been a while. And let's see here. Crypto Smith, great day to be XRP. I said Crypto Smith. Crypto Smith, sorry. Great day to be an XRP XLM holder. It very well is. Cool Cat Crypto says, now we know for sure XLM runs up when XRP runs up. Crypto Smooth says, I thought relisting would pump XRP harder. Yeah, I don't think everything happens instantly. I mean, we did see some big pumps, but I think there's going to be a combination of a few things that are going to happen. That's just me. You know what I mean? I think Coinbase relisting this, it's going to create a snowball effect. You'll see other exchanges. All right, let's go further down. See what else we got here.
With the Coinbase listing, I think we have to realize that there's a lot of people who had XRP on Coinbase and they didn't understand, what to do with it because they bought it years ago. So it's just been sitting there, and there's probably a lot of those people who really haven't even heard the news. They're, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people who aren't on crypto Twitter 24/7, and they don't follow everything, daily. So It may take a little bit to get to them to where they can move or purchase more or do whatever, make those moves. But this, I think it is going to take some time, right? We're going to see, this made sense today, right? That it's, was 70 cents, 80 cents, wherever it ends up today. Could be $1 tomorrow, but I think we're going to see some profit taking. So it could dip again before anything else happens. But now we need to hear other news. We need to hear, Bank of America has decided, because they said they want to use XRP. They're working with Ripple, but they can't do anything until this lawsuit is over. So we need to start hearing news like that, like hey, they're deciding to jump in on XRP, and all the other financial institutions that have been waiting for something like this to see if they're going to jump in as well. So that's when it's going to move the needle, a little bit more than we saw today.
To be honest, I think that's going to happen. I honestly think that's going to happen. It's just, a lot of times people want everything to happen in one day. I won't say crypto Smith, but
take the 70%, man, that we got today and enjoy it.
Yeah,
it was a good day.
Mike Cornwell, aka Elon Muff. I know you probably haven't been around since he changed his name to Elon Muff. He says half the world is asleep, don't even know what happens. LOL. Here's the thing, right? I just Googled this, and even in Japan, it's like 10:54 a.m. So I mean, they're definitely like aware, awakening to this. But
yeah,
I honestly think, it's just like we should start seeing things, unravel here soon within the next day or so. I mean, it usually is like this. I mean, even with the whole thing of like, I don't know, a while back, you see dates. It usually is. It like takes like an extra day. I don't know. It's just my experience. But Josh, welcome back. Glad to have you back. He says your portfolio up 50,000 in one day. My God, glad you went in huge with bags of XLM, XRP, not selling until after institutions buy.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, that's phenomenal. Good for you.
Yeah, that is amazing. Yeah, my portfolio is way up too. Not 50K in one day, but that's pretty darn impressive, man. And I give you props on that one. Let's see here. You want to see that $1? I think we're gonna see $1. It might just take some like you guys been following this stuff, right? You get new levels of support. I mean, come on. Like we talk about new levels of support, the overall crypto market. Look where we're at, Sean. 1.26 trillion.
Yeah. But listen, here's where we're at, right? I think we're beyond these massive hype cycles where some news comes out and things go up, 10,000%. Like we're not there anymore. I think we're out of that. So now people are starting to wake up and realize utility is going to be, the way going forward. And yeah, sure, you can get on Pepe and Pepe 2.0 and 3.0 and all these other idiotic meme coins and get a 100x or 200x, whatever. But for these real world use case coins or tokens, it's going to take time, right? We're not going to be at $30 next week. It's going to take time. We have to see what changes between today or yesterday and tomorrow, right? Is XRP being used more? Because if it's not, then it's simply just a hype move that we're seeing in the market right now. That's people are happy. People think that XRP is going to go to $50 tomorrow, so they want to be in on that. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. It's going to take some time, and we have to see other institutions coming in. Mom and pops, me and you, we're not going to make the difference. In this, right. It's those big boys that are going to make the difference.
Well, what I do want to show you is as far as volume, okay, because XRP was number 6, is now number 4, bypassed Binance, BNB, which is that was amazing. Well, it briefly did it. Okay, so we fell back to number 5. Obviously, people taking profits and so on, but the volume in itself. Yeah, now I'm ranked number 4 in volume. I mean, look at that. We're at earlier today. This was a big deal. It was at 9 billion. Now it's over was 11.5 billion in volume.
Yeah, that's a lot of billions.
Huge. Yeah, that's absolutely huge. And also the market cap, I believe, touched like 42 or 43 billion market cap. So I mean, people who follow the guys that do the TNA and all that, I mean, you are definitely going to get your new levels of support, all that stuff. And then even, was it Stellar? I mean, come on, even look at Stellar. I mean, it's not, talk about riding the coattails. I mean, look at that.
Yes,
pretty
100%.
Big. I mean, for me, I mean, I should say on my average, because I got to double check my average from all the times the DCA'd into it. But for my last two bags, right, which I bought like roughly around the 7 cent level. I mean, off of those last couple bags, that would have been a 2x, but I can't look at it that way. I got to do it based off the average of DCA, but I'm not complaining. You know what I mean?
Nothing to complain about.
Even Cardano, for crying out loud. I mean, which, like, we talk about it's a win for the overall crypto market. They had a big pump. This was up like over 35% earlier today.
Right. Well, so Polygon, Cardano, Solana, like these were all listed in a lawsuit, with Coinbase that the SEC is stating that they are securities.
Right. I even saw Algo was up. I mean, Chainlink is up. I mean, you name it. Anything. Yeah. Look, here's Algo right here. We're just talking about.
Right. So
14%.
now everybody thinks, okay, XRP won, right? XRP is deemed not a security. So clearly all of these others are not securities as well, even though I think we already know that they're not. It's just the SEC playing the game. But how far is this lawsuit going to have to go with Coinbase to prove or have a judge rule, right? And I don't think a judge in the Coinbase case would rule whether those are securities or not. So it's, I don't know how the SEC is going to push that narrative forward, right? They're only going to be able to rule on what's before them in court, and that is going to be whether the Coinbase listed securities tokens, right? So how are they going to determine that they're securities, right? Are they going to, because if they're going to have to go through each one in a court case, this thing could go on for 10 years.
Yeah, it could very well do that. I'm going to read a few more comments. What I wanted to show you guys is a little bit more of what we showed you from Tom Emmer. There's some really good parts I don't want to dismiss. All right, so let's see here. See if you guys got anything specific. Josh, greetings, fam. Can't wait for the next year. The market may crash 50 to 80% by year's end, so just keep buying. Yeah, I feel like we're at, I don't know, man. We're literally either at the cusp of being at the end of the accumulation phase, where the next phase is the markup. But whatever the case be, I mean, I'm glad I have a good portion of my bags packed. I just, along a lot of it, like especially XRP, I hit my goals on that a while back, but it's just, if we do have a pullback, then it's just more gravy. I hate to use that term, but it's gravy. All right, Edward Vincent, aka Squidward, that's his new title. Max, what is the likelihood of a flash crash in 2023? I'm gonna state this, right, and I would love to get your take on it. My thing is, it would have to take some kind of, big macroeconomic or like a war or something insane going on. I just, a lot of the
black swan event, something major outside of crypto would have to happen, right? Even if I guess if Coinbase went down for some reason, or went out of business or filed bankruptcy or whatever, that may have a huge impact on crypto. But it would, I agree with you. It has to be a macro financial event, or maybe another pandemic, or some scary thing across the world could cause it.
Like, Viva own nothing and Klaus Schwab would own everything.
Well, what's the next thing that they're planning? I think the next thing that they're planning on right now is going to be some sort of a electronic attack, right? I think that's in the works with them.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
They're going to try to say the internet's down for a couple of days, or we're being hacked, by the Chinese, or some crazy thing. I'm sure they're working on the next problem to try to detract from, to detract from whatever's going on in the political world here in the U.S.
If it happens, I think they're going to, I'm not rooting for this, obviously, but like, it would be like the 9/11 of like cyber attacks. It would have to be something huge, in that regard. But yeah, that's just the way I look at it. Guys, if you can, especially those who just connected, we're at 54 likes, and I'm more than grateful, counting your blessings, right? But let's see some more people smash that like, because it will help us tick back up. We had some pretty good numbers today, and that was to be expected. But yes, if you appreciate the content, please smash that like. We'll get into some more of the news findings that we have here in a bit. We're just going to read a few more comments, and we're going to get back into that. Crypto Smooth. He states the Bank of Japan has announced its decision to leverage Ripple's digital assets, XRP, to streamline cross-border payments. I'm glad that somebody's bringing some of this up because literally the term streamline cross-border payments. Tara Kono, who is a big advocate and proponent of DFFT, data free flow with trust, literally used that exact same quote. And he is the Japanese digital minister, if you will. And there was some disappointment about, for instance, the My Number IDs. If you guys saw my last Jasmine videos talking about that. So I like to see some of this being shared. That's good stuff. Selma Flood, baby steps. Let's get mass adoption going first. And I think we're starting to see like a hint of that. I mean, especially with, even before the whole thing with the Ripple victory, if you will, was, big institutional money, starting to come into all this, especially, with the ETF applications and so on. Too early for champagne. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I didn't expect everybody to do that. All right, we're gonna read just like maybe I don't know, about 2 or 3 more comments. Blackwood bought more XRP and Caspa. I always call it Caspa now, Sean. The New England clam chowder version of Casper. Casper.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there you go. Don't care that they are in the green because what they cost now is nothing compared to what they need headed. All right, let's see here. I want to welcome Corey B. Bay. Welcome back. Elon Musk says 21 billion in 3 hours, and then we'll do one more comment. Let's see if anybody has anything like a question. Let's see. I guess I'll read this. Did today start a new crypto bull market? How do you feel on it? I already stated how I feel on it. How do you feel on it?
No, I mean, honestly, I don't think so. I think this is going to be short-lived. There'll be some bad news come out at some point in the next couple of days. And it'll end that, and profit taking is going to take place. But I don't think there isn't anything that's changed from, yesterday to tomorrow. XRP won, for now. Let's wait and see. I think they have 20 days if they want to file for an appeal for any of these rulings. I think it's too early. We could have waited. It would have been nice, I guess, to wait for like the Bitcoin halving. It would have been perfect if that lined up with the outcome of this case, right? That I think that would have, could have gone well. But we still got a little while left, I think, before we see a bull run. And I don't think we're going to see another hype bull run. And that's all we've had so far is hype bull runs. And I think those are over. I think we have to wait until institutions, start piling in. And once that happens, then I think we're off to the races.
So for me personally, I mean, I get where you're coming from. My thing is, I think a few extra things are going to happen. I mean, if you already got word, and we're going to share it with you guys about Coinbase and stuff like that. I mean, even from the retail side of things, like that makes a difference. Fed now, obviously on the 20th. I mean, what the heck date is that? 7 days from now? Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen?
Week from now.
What do you think is going to happen on the 20th?
Well, here's the thing. I think it's a combination of buy the rumor, sell the news, obviously. But I'm not going to believe that all the utilities going to be used during that particular day. How about maybe no utilities used that day? I mean, it's just a date. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm not going to dismiss it, is what I'm saying. So I don't really know if a lot of crazy things are going to happen that day. But we'll definitely see. But my point is, like, today was big. Also the whole thing with Coinbase is big, and my thing is I honestly think that you're going to see more exchanges. There's even another article, even Kraken has responded based off of the news of Ripple and so on. I was going to share that with you guys here in a bit, but
do you think that Fed now is going to use XRP?
I don't know. I mean, it's some that obviously you've seen it as well. Mm-hmm. I hate to use this term, but the XRP maxis and some other people, even the Cypherium guys are still, I don't even want to get into that right now, but saying that no, it's Cypherium and so on, and this is what's going to be used.
It's not going to be Cypherium, I guarantee it.
Yeah, I know that, but my point is I still follow what those guys are posting.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's pretty crazy.
But here's my take on this, and I don't think. Okay, here's just me unloading a little bit of baggage. So for the last couple of months, part of my issue with the crypto space is that people like to take giant leaps, right? And every time anybody hears the term faster payments, instant settlement, what's the other one?
Finality, real-time
Yeah, all of a
distance,
sudden
blah, blah.
they point and they go, look, they just said XRP, right? And that they didn't say XRP, but everybody wants to take these giant leaps, thinking that they just mean XRP. They're just talking about XRP, and I don't think that's the case. And I think people are going to be very disappointed. I don't think FedNow is going to use XRP. Nobody has ever said that. There's been no source of that sort of information, to verify that. It's just people trying to connect dots where there may not be any dots.
Well, another thing is this, all right? So it's like, am I going to be oblivious to the fact of the matter that, even though I'm not a fan of Jerome Powell, numerous times he's come on camera and been interviewed, and he's like, none of this is tied into crypto literally, but we are ready to launch FedNow and for instant payments. And the way he basically mentions that is like, he makes it sound like it's not tied into any of the stuff that we're talking about. Obviously, distributed technologies, blockchain, you name it.
Yeah, no, and I think, who knows if he's right or not? Who knows if he's just trying to throw people off the trail? But XRP, and I'm just reading down the comments here. Blackwood mentions that FedNow is domestic, and they are, but and he's suggesting they're going to use XRP for cross border. But there's not a lot of cross border payments used for domestic, moving of money. So that may be a different system altogether. And maybe FedNow introduces that, right? Everybody wants to say that FedNow is going to be the pilot program for the CBDC or digital dollar. Maybe that's going to be the case as well. We don't know. But it's just all of these. We have no idea, right? We have to just guess at what's going to happen. So we're going to hold XRP and hold whatever tokens we think is going to be used and is going to go ballistic. But I just don't think XRP is going to be the vehicle of choice for FedNow or Cypherium. I think it's going to be something different. Yeah,
I kept my Cypherium just in case. I mean, because the way I looked at it was, I didn't go crazy about it. I didn't put like thousands of dollars into it. I just put like, I don't know what it was. I put like maybe $300 or $400 into it. And don't get me wrong, for a lot of people, that's still a lot of money, but I was comfortable with what I put in, and I didn't DCA like 2 or 3 times into it. I was just like, you know what? I keep this for what if. As many people know, I stopped chasing meme tokens from a long time ago. It's kind of like my excuse or my own version of that, if you will. It didn't become, it was no longer an investment. It was more like, this is a gamble at this point with Cypherium. So,
yeah.
All right, let's just read like maybe 2 or 3 more comments. I like this one from Mental Mike. He states, any appeal is going to lose 100%. Corey Bebe, Albridge rocking with Stellar. Magic Power, don't rush into the coin FOMO. A lot of people will still FOMO though. Mental Mike also states, Tom Emmer, too little too late. Had he and his buddies passed a crypto clarity bill, no ruling would have been needed. Emmer is a fraud too.
All right. I can't disagree with that, and that's just my own distrust of politicians in general. They get into office and they do nothing. All they do is talk because that's what people want to hear, and then they end up really doing nothing because they don't want to piss off certain people at the governmental level, because that stops them from moving up the chain. And that's their ultimate goal, is to move up that chain.
Or they'll do what's popular for like this season is to do this because it's popular. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. How about just a couple more? Blackwood, SEC better get ready because Coinbase and Binance have them bent over and about to lube up. Oh my God. Michael Montclair, I'm selling my house for XRP. Just kidding. Seriously, some people are thinking that. Yeah, I mean, I even joked around like, yeah, this house has been paid for God, many years, like, oh, mortgage my house. But I mean, that's just still too big of a risk I'm not willing to take. I mean, at the end of the day, like we always tell you guys, not financial advice, but at the same time, don't do anything that's just like, it's going to potentially put you in a situation you don't want to be in.
Do not use credit cards. Yeah, use your head. Do not sell your house and buy XRP. I know you're joking, but people do crazy things but that's just a gambling instinct that we have as humans, right? You think it's going to change your life, and it may change your life, but it may not be for the better.
I'm going to jump down to this part real quick with you, Sean. And that is this from Representative Soto. All right. This quote, "This is the smartest approach we have seen to provide clarity about how securities law applies to digital assets. We applaud Representative Enner for his continued leadership on policy affecting crypto." And then this part also, as interest in digital assets grows, industry needs clear rules of the road so that companies can offer products that consumers want while maintaining consumer protections. Blockchain Association would like to thank Representatives Emery and Soda for continuing work, blah, blah, blah. But this part, the Securities Clarity Act would go a long way toward providing regulatory clarity for the securities treatment of digital assets, and we are proud to support this reintroduction, said Kristen Smith, CEO of Blockchain Association. And of course, there's a lot more to this and so on. Where's this last part I wanted to show you real quick? Because I was going through it while we were talking and going through some comments too. Where the heck is this? Oh, here it is. Innovation with the reintroduction of this important bipartisan legislation. I mean, are we honestly supposed to expect that we really will have this? I think this just kind of is something that they want to claim they're going to have that, but you know darn well most Democrats are going to fight that to them. I'm not trying to be divisive on that, but it's just reality. And then this part, specifically, the legislation specifies that any asset sold as the object of an investment contract, now defined as an quote investment contract asset, is distinct from the securities offering it was part of. The definition is technology neutral and would apply to all assets sold or offered that would be considered a quote unquote security because of their inclusion in an investment contract. I mean, now we're getting super technical here. So,
well, that's, but that is kind of, they're trying to spell it out in plain English that, you know, the asset itself, if it depends on, and they like to call it a scheme, right? As part of a certain scheme can be, you know, a securities offering can be considered a security. So, and they're saying that they're open to looking at, you know, these different assets and saying, hey, where are they, you know, in their timeline? You know, where are they in their building phase? You know, did they offer it, or is it being offered as a security, or is it completely separate? You know, they've already built out their ecosystem, and the token can just be freely bought or sold by anybody. You know, and then therefore they're just going to call it a commodity. So it's not going to be the easiest thing, especially for, you know, a bunch of bureaucrats who probably don't know a ton about cryptocurrency. But somebody's going to have to go down a list of, you know, 5,000 different cryptocurrencies and look at the company, look at the way they're set up, look at the token, how it works, the tokenomics and all that, and then decide. You know, somebody's going to make that decision. Like, you know, did they get the rubber stamp, you know, as a commodity, or are we going to relegate them to the back of the bus and tell them, you guys screwed up, you need to, you know, be more decentralized, or, you know, give them the rules listed out that says you need to follow all of these rules. And so you guys violated this one. You need to go back and work on that.
yeah, no doubt. I want to also welcome Wayneside, Salamander, the I was going to say XRP commander. Maybe you're that as well. XTC commander. Wesley Jacob, welcome. GF Burke, welcome. Glad to have you guys here.
Local dude, welcome.
Glad to have you guys here. Appreciate you guys. We're going to show you guys just a tad bit more, not from this. I'm going to show you guys a different one. Let me just jump on over to there. And
I only have a few more minutes because I got to get back to.
Oh, no, I hear you. If you got to get going right now, I totally understand. I'm just going to get into some more of this stuff about the big day today. It's up to you. You want to stick around a little bit longer?
Yeah, I got a few minutes. Yeah, I'll bounce out when I gotta go.
No worries, man. Glad having you on, man. It's been awesome.
Yeah, super good to see you guys and everybody in the chat, the whole CTN family out there. You know, kind of miss you guys. Miss being on part of the chat here.
Appreciate it, man. I'm gonna show you guys this from Tokenizer. This is just good stuff. I mean, obviously here at CTN, we provide you guys not just news updates, but like we like giving you guys the educational side of things. So this was a really good tweet that he posted. I believe it was earlier. Oh, okay, it was on the 12th, but still. He says, one day, 99% of the space is going to ask, how didn't I see this? When the regulations are fully set, utility token frameworks in place, and enterprises openly adopting a blockchain, The winners will seem obvious looking at their history, and he sums it up better than anybody I know out there. That's why I call him the GOAT of research. Great. I love this kid. He's a kid as far as I'm concerned. I'm not old enough to be his dad, but he's a college kid. Great guy. We've had him on the show. But anyway, QNT ISO standard for DLT since 2016. XRP 2004 official Ripple paper. Morpheus network compliance standard for AR, UN, and ICC. We always talk about HBAR, right? May not talk about it every day, but we talk about it. Just look at the Governance Council, Energy Web Token, founded by Shell, RMI, GSY, and Tempco. XDC, we talked about earlier. Inigio, used by UK/Singapore trade. If you guys were watching the show a few days ago, I believe, or maybe last Friday, we talked about the Inigio update. Constellation DAG, building infrastructure with the Department of Defense. Most people know that. Nextera. C, DeFi, as in centralized the DeFi for US aid / Crunchbase. LSEG. Casper, not the New England clam chowder version. Tokenizing 25 million patents in a smart city. Even with Jasmine, we're always talking about smart cities. IOTA, which I'm really glad I finally got into that, came in at slightly under 15 cents, Mr. Sean Crypto Smith. Building EU healthcare infrastructure. Filecoin, another one that I hold quite a bit of. Hyperledger, and Accenture's execs backed. Not into Rose, got to do more research. This one pops up every now and then. Privacy solution for the Meta platform. But, here's the thing. The reason why I'm showing you guys this is this quote right here. When regulations are fully set, utility tokens frameworks are in place, and enterprises openly adopting blockchain. So some good stuff from the one and only tokenizer.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I like that. I like it all concise and listen to one nice little thing to read.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I don't know how much time we got left, but this one's good. Back to the subject of XRP. This comes from a guy named Jack the Rippler. He says, boom, Judge Torres, XRP is not security. Exact quote from her. We'll pull this up because you know what? Why not? Let me blow this up a little bit more to bring to you guys. Here it is. Nice and big. Have you seen this one? Some of the stuff that's highlighted here by any chance, or are you still kind of yeah. In any event, the SEC does not develop the argument that these secondary market sales were offers or sales of investment contracts, particularly where the payment of money for these XRP sales never traced back to Ripple, and the court cannot make such a finding. Therefore, having considered the economic reality and totality of circumstances, the court concludes that Ripple's other distributions did not constitute the offer and sale of investment contracts. So, boom.
Yeah, they didn't prove the case. I mean, I don't even think they really tried, the SEC. They threw as much out there as they could. They literally just wanted to state that every single sale of XRP in the history of the world has been a securities offering, right? So if I sold you, Max, my XRP, apparently that was an illegal securities contract, and I probably should be sued for it. And obviously they couldn't really, make that case. And the judge was like, you guys didn't really do anything. It doesn't make any sense because those sales, that money doesn't go back to Ripple. Ripple doesn't get the money from that, right? That it's sold to an exchange. The exchange takes the money, right? Or somebody else, who maybe you may be buying it from takes the money. That money never goes back to Ripple. So how can you be in an investment contract with Ripple, for XRP if you'd never bought it from them? And just like in the lawsuit with John Deaton and the 75,000 XRP holders, a lot of them stated in affidavits to the court that stated they'd never even heard of Ripple when they bought XRP, off an exchange. They didn't buy it from Ripple. So, and that's just, I think that was the right outcome, in this case. I don't think they can even argue that. The SEC can't really try to appeal this thing.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it for sure. I saw a few more people come in. I also want to welcome Miguel. Welcome back, Miguel. Glad to have you here. I'll read one of his comments. Jasmine moves exactly like Bitcoin and also Ethereum. I mean, we showed you guys a few times on the 90-day, 60-day, 30-day, even on the 1 day and hourly chart. It definitely moves in correlation with that. Let's see, going through a few more comments. I also have this one from Menelect. He states XLM was obviously going to run if XRP did. Yeah, that's the way I felt about it as well. Deniers are often lifelong cynics or lack critical thinking skills or some other reason unrelated to reality.
You may be right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you guys this. I don't own any XLM anymore. And I'll tell you why. Because they are going to run together, right? And XRP is not going to move without XLM, and I think vice versa. So it didn't make any sense. I sold it and bought more XRP, with it just about 2 weeks ago. So that's that. I don't have any XLM. I feel kind of bad about it, but not
You
really.
should feel bad about it. Shame
Today,
on you.
Today,
Shame.
I don't feel bad about it.
Like Game of Thrones, right? You ever watch
Yeah.
Game of Thrones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember that? You're going to be like Cersei Lannister, man. Freaking shame. I'm coming down with the bell. You're going to go down the whole big old long thing.
Walk of shame. Yeah.
Walk of shame. Now, my thing is this, right, Sean? I understand where you're coming from. You're not the first person who's mentioned this, right? But for me, like, even though this whole show is going to be dominated with our Ripple news, right? Like, I'm looking at still like Sorbonne. To me, that's like the stellar answer to like Ethereum. I mean, of course, on the surface, there's always the whole thing with MoneyGram, but there's like other things other than just, in my opinion, just like the cross-border payments and, you get what I'm saying?
Well, I look at it like, what is XLM doing, right? What are they actually doing today, right? Where are they being used? Who's using them, right? Where can I go and I can point to and say, look at XLM, on their network, they're moving, this much volume, this much money, they're solving this problem today, right? They're not. I mean, unfortunately, their use case really isn't out yet. They're still building, right? I think they're probably a couple of years behind XRP or Ripple as far as building out that ecosystem for the XRP token. So that kind of led into my decision to kind of get rid of that and just go with XRP, even though today would have been great, obviously, to own either one of them or both of them. But I think I believe my decision and my logic was sound in that, and we will see. And I'm not saying I'll never own it. Once things pick up and I see some movement, actual movement from Stellar, then I might be a buyer.
All right, well, fair enough. I'm gonna read this from Cool Cat. Fed now gonna use that XLM.
I don't think so, but maybe.
Sorry, let me cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Metalex says ETH and BTC maxis are suicidal to an extent, but some ETH maxis are fearful they are next and see Ripple's win as a hopeful sign for them. I guess that's a good point. I mean, at this point, who is really truly next?
Yeah, you know what? And they may get lucky, right? A lot of these tokens and projects may get lucky that maybe Gensler's out, soon. And then, they don't have to worry about that. The next person in, maybe a Republican gets in and puts somebody crypto favorable in that spot, and they may not have to worry about it. They may, actually work with this, common sense, crypto legislation and take it that way. So they could get lucky and get pushed off far enough to where they don't have to worry about it. Although I think they should, because they've pissed me off during this last 2 years, these stupid maxis. But I mean, I don't want any harm to come to Ethereum holders, right, or the token. No. They didn't do anything wrong. It's just the guys at the top, they tend to piss you off.
I saw a little ETH, but I don't go around like, oh, hey, I'm an ETH maxi, because I definitely am not. I've always kept like some extra ETH just in case there was, I don't know, some project I wanted to get into that was.
Yeah, that's smart. I think that's smart. I mean, it's smart to have a little ETH. ETH is used a lot, to buy tokens in the space, and you're gonna have to have it.
Yeah, it's just kind of like one of those things, like primed and ready to go, just like buying USDT. I know some people don't use, USDT; they'll use like Circle's USDC, but I found way more pairings for Tether. But teach his own. Magic Power, there's still a lot to be seen, and people will want to make a profit. And then here's a good report from the one and only Elon Musk, Mike Cornwell. XRP relisted on crypto.com. My goodness, I didn't know that. Well, yes. We'll try to pull that up real quick. And, if you got to get going, I totally understand. I'm not trying to get you going, but I don't want to keep you either. Crypto.com. Let's see, XRP. Let's just see what it says real quick. show that up here. Let's see. From being crypto 5 hours ago, another one. I guess I'll go with that one, being crypto. All right, let's share this real quick. Pull this up. Yep, Mike Cornwell is right. Breaking Coinbase and Kraken. Hopefully you guys see this. Yeah, you see it. All right. But what's going on? They getting mad because of my ad blocker? Is that what's going on? All right, never mind. Breaking Coinbase and Kraken to relist XRP following Ripple's court victory. You knew about the Coinbase one. I was going to show you guys that in a bit, as well as Kraken. But shoot, I don't know. Did it even say crypto.com? Hold on.
Yeah, we already know. Obviously, Coinbase. It's already on Coinbase. I showed it on my video earlier.
Yeah, I clicked on it. I didn't have this one specifically about that. Crypto.com XRP. And well, I don't see that, but I take your word for it, Mr. Crypto Mike. But yeah, don't see anything officially from here. But that's okay.
All right, I gotta run.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's great having you, man.
Yeah, good to be on. We'll do it again soon, and I appreciate the invite, and everybody out there, Tim Shea, Burke, all the cool people out there in the audience. I do appreciate you guys. Thanks for the support, and I got to go handle some business, so I'll see you all later.
All right, man. Good to see you, Sean. Take it easy.
All right.
All right, you guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get through a few more comments. I do have still quite a bit for you guys. Let's see. Cool Cat says XRP relisted on crypto.com is great for Cosmos too. I like Cosmos, man. But I'm glad you like that too. That's good. Menelec says the SEC's lawsuit was designed to slow down Ripple and XRP. It all runs through Cosmos, the Internet of Blockchains. Is that how their slogan goes? I forgot how that goes. But for long-term XRP is a supernova. I mean, I'm not really. I mean, I recognize this is a big milestone, but as far as me, like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna go dump all my XRP and I'm out. That's obviously not gonna happen. More than happy that my portfolio is way up, but I'm not even close to what my portfolio was at the height of the last bull market. If you guys got to experience a bull market in the past, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Cash Cats, glad to have you here, man. I saw you over at Randy Hipper's live stream this morning. Didn't have a chance to respond because I was driving. Don't want to text and drive, but I heard her mention, she was like, Cash Cats. So shout out to Randy Hipper of My Teen Crypto, who's no longer a teen. She's like 20, I think, now. Let's go further down. How will this trickle down to Jasmy? Because it just basically helped the overall crypto market. And I'll show you guys just real quick this, because that's a good question. Let's go ahead and show you guys this real quick again. So here we go. Ripple's XRP is now on the 2-hour chart, up 2%. Stellar doing well as well. And we're at 1.26 trillion. This is, I think, the highest it's been today. I don't think it's gone higher than 1.26 trillion. Maybe it has. I just haven't seen it, but that's what's going on. As far as my watch list, we're going to pull it up for just a brief moment. Let's see what's going on with like some Jasmy, Ryoshi Vision. I mean, I saw Shiba Inu is up too, which is cool. Hold on a second, Jasmy. All right, Jasmy up 9.26% and 12.60%. I'm now back up in the profits. Last I checked, I mean, it wasn't a lot, but it was like, I think 150 or 175 bucks. I'm not complaining. But yeah, basically speaking, if you're wondering about some of this stuff, here is why. And here it is right here for you guys. Bitcoin up 3.43%. That will definitely cause Jasmy to do a little bit, right? But when you have both BTC and Ethereum, which you now see that Ethereum is up 7.27%, it does create that trickle-down effect to Jasmy, because Jasmy does run in correlation on the chart to those. And you also got to keep in mind that up until today, okay, the reason why I say up until today, and this is no BS, those two represented 81% of the overall crypto market. Since this big pump of XRP, obviously, it dethroned USD coin, aka Circle, and also temporary dethroned BNB. That brought in some extra market cap. So we might be off like maybe a percent. So instead of saying like 81% is BTC and Ethereum for the overall crypto market, it might be very well just 80. It might just well be 79. But whatever the case be, I don't know. If somebody wants to nerd it out, we could do a new figure on that, possibly, right? But there's no denying that this was a big thing. All right. So, big new levels of support. And we'll see what happens. I mean, like, I think it was Magic Power, you stating that, people take profit. Maybe we'll see, XRP crash down to 50 cents. You never know what's going to happen. I do get where you're coming from. But yeah, these two, I mean, even if XRP wasn't doing a lot today, right? There was no big victory. And these two were up, 3.5%, 8%. That would still affect, tokens like Jasmine. That's just a given. So, all right, I'm going to read just a couple more comments. We'll kick it back to our outline. We do have an outline. I just was really happy to have Sean the Crypto Smith on here. It's been a long time since I had a guest, as you guys know, on the show. Please give him a follow over at the Crypto Smith. And I do appreciate you guys being here. Please smash that like if you haven't done so already. Currently speaking, we are at 66 likes, which is cool. I got some breaking news from the one and only Elon Musk. Bank of America will use XRP to facilitate CBDC transaction. Literally, guys, you're seeing the ripple effect. No pun intended. But we're literally seeing it. Thank you for that report. Sideline reporter Mike Cornwell. And if anything, even by tomorrow, right, when we have our next show, we should see new developments going on, or new news. But I think Bank of America has always been one. If we were talking about Coinbase, what's going to happen with Coinbase once Ripple wins? There was a lot of content creators talking about, right? Crypto Lulu, aka Lewis Jackson, you name it. A lot of guys who were talking about, hey, Bank of America is literally on the fence. Like they just want to see this victory, and then boom, they're ready to go. So that's big. And then on top of that, I mean, I guess we could also say possibly we'll see what happens with FedNow, but maybe FedNow is just an XLM thing. I don't know. Or maybe it is. I know some people are like, there's no way, but Cypherium anyway. All right. We're going to go further down. Sobo's welcome cash. Menelec states Ripple selling XRP securities is unimportant to retail XRP holders as Ripple's fight now. Elon Musk states this is the second bank to announce CBDC transactions with XRP. Yeah, it's awesome. And I think it's just going to create more, again, no pun intended, that ripple effect or snowball effect. I'm going to call it the ripple effect because that's basically what it is. Here's another one. Bank of America expected to partner with Ripple. All right. And on that note, let's see if I can pull that up. Ripple. All right. Let's see what we can pull up. Don't really see anything in that regard. But I could always pull it up on crypto Twitter. Let me see what we got real quick. Bank of America. I will pull this up real quick though. Let's just share this real quick. This is from Mr. Elon Musk, aka Mike Cornwell. I think this is the one. This is the oldie but goodie. Let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger. Look what it says. And this was posted originally November 20th of 2021. If Ripple wins SEC lawsuit, XRP is poised for significant adoption. Look at this quote, guys. This is great stuff. I mean, this is why I like people knowing their crypto history, if you will. If the company is able to win the SEC lawsuit and trading resumes on major cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase, XRP is poised for significant adoption. And at the end of the day, that's what we've been all talking about for the longest time. That adoption, mass adoption, institutional adoption. What institution? Well, JP Morgan, last I checked. That's pretty darn big. So there it is with that. Let me see if I could just pull up this thing about Bank of America real quick. And I'll just leave that up there for you guys for a brief moment. Got a DM. Maybe somebody DM'd me. You got me one or two tags. All right, let me just pull up another one for you. Facebook's about to take a hit. I guess this is the other one. All right. According to Mike Cornwell, Facebook is about to take a hit. Does Mark Zuckerberg new Twitter copy just received a fatal blow today with so many accounts discussing their payouts? What is the incentive to build an audience on the copy of Twitter when the payouts are here? All of those liberals with huge accounts who refuse to pay $8 for Twitter Blue are looking silly now. The payouts for Twitter creators are insane, $5,000 to $20,000 for many. Huh. I see 900,000 for Matt Wallace. Wow. All right. Well, interesting stuff. Yeah, let me still see if I can pull up the thing about, Bank of America. Let me see. I doubt they'll have it straight from the site, but let me just type in Bank America Ripple. You can come up with that. I don't see anything brand new. Everything's from like the 10th and so on. So if you have anything, you can more than take me on it, but we're going to get back to what we got. I'm just going to read a few more comments, and then I'll finally get back to this outline. All right. Annie Rock, welcome. Glad to have you here, Annie Rock. And Corey B-Bay. Uphold couldn't keep up with transactions today, rightfully so. Yeah, good problems, right? That's the way I look at it. Coinbase trading XRP again. All the dominoes are falling in place. Perfect plan timing. I hope everyone has at least 5,000 XRP. All right, let me start that. And we're going to get into back with what we have. All right, so I'm going to jump into obviously a lot more of what we can have, because why not? I mean, you guys know how it goes here. So I'm going to share some of this stuff. So again, maybe people don't like necessarily all the talk about Ripple today, but guys, I mean, it's to be expected. I mean, it's pretty big news. All right, so this comes from at Riz XRP. We do follow each other. Great guy. I like some of the quotes he has. God's, about God's plan. Psalms 103. I have to check out Psalms 103 again. I've read the book of Psalms many times. Got to check out Psalms 103. All right. Clarity for all digital assets. Let's pull this up for you guys. This comes from the one and only Stuart Alderati. And we'll play this and we'll get more into this outline that he has for us. This is 1 minute and 30 seconds. You may have seen this, but a lot of you haven't. Smash that like. Thank you so much for being here. And if anything, what a great day to be how about this, a crypto holder, not necessarily a holder of Ripple's XRP, but especially that. But a massive win for the overall crypto space. All right, here we go.
What Gary Gensler says, or what the SEC says, I don't want to make this personalized to Gary Gensler, but what the institution is saying is that if you buy an asset and you hope that asset rises in value so you can trade it in the secondary market, that falls under my jurisdiction. And that's not the case, because if it were the case, if I were to sell you a bar of gold, or if I sell you a bucket of soybeans, or if I were to sell you an Andy Warhol lithograph, and then I were to go out and to promote Andy Warhol lithographs under the SEC's theory, if you can sell that Andy Warhol lithograph, or you hope to sell it at a higher price than I sold it to you, that's a security. It's not. What you need is an investment contract, which means you need a contract for an investment, a right, title, or interest in the entity that is selling you the asset. There has to be some post-sale obligation. After I sell you that Andy Warhol lithograph, I have to be contractually obligated to you, or make some promise to you that I'm going to do something on your behalf that you can hold me accountable for if I don't do it. That is a security, and most cryptos don't fall under that definition. That's an asset, and it's probably an asset that trades in a spot secondary market, and that's more of a traditional world of commodities that falls under the CFTC's jurisdiction.
Okay, so there's more to it than just that. I'm going to share this with you here. Give me a second to pull it back up. All right, here we go. And let's jump into this. So, I don't know. It's kind of a thread to a sense, not really. But here it is. I think I'm out of the frame. Let me come back in the frame. Please smash that like, by the way, if you just connected or if you forgot to do so earlier. It does help. So this is from this guy, Ryan Selkis. Again, Stuart Alderati. If 2023 is the year crypto sued the government, then Stuart Alderati is the most important lawyer not named Paul Grewal. Ripple case versus the SEC will have an enormous impact on the future of non-Bitcoin digital assets and their trading in the United States. The ruling, well, it's been done, right? Of course, there's more to it than this. Again, this is kind of like a thread, but it's a good one. I thought it was a pretty good find. The Winklevoss twins plus Barry Silbert, the wind down of Genesis resolution for Gemini earned customers and fraud allegations versus DCG will result in a long, ugly legal battle. That said, it's a sideshow. The fate of DCG rests on GBTC's non-ETF conversation. Of course, you're welcome to nerd it out more if you want, but look at this. The substance of the fraud allegation centers around the promissory note that DCG issues to Genesis to plug the hole left in the Genesis balance sheet by the largest GBTC shareholder and the largest Genesis borrower using GBTC as collateral, which is Three Arrows Capital. There's a little bit more I want to share with this. I mean, it's worth paying attention to because I know some of you guys talk about it, some of this, right? Especially with what's going on with Genesis, Winklevoss twins, and so on. It's such a mess that this person, who is Ram Alaluya, if I pronounce that right, CEO of Limida Wealth, basically stating this complaint. The definition Genesis employees provided to its creditors or depositors, I should say, on the promissory note as a current asset, which is from the docs he reviewed. Regis, right? And I guess this goes way, way back. And again, there's just a big deep dive about it and so on. But you can definitely take more of a look into this. It was originally made on July 7th. I will jump back to this part real quick, though. And hold on a second. Let me pull this up. Yeah, here it is. And it's this part in regards to the UK. So it says the UK is treating crypto seriously, and we know this. You know, obviously, of all the times we reported, especially about quant and so on. Maybe that's because they have a prime minister, which is Rishi Sunak, and we know that Rishi Sunak and Gilbert Verdun used to work together many years ago. As the nation's Treasury Secretary, Rishi formed the UK CBDC task force and oversaw a comprehensive new law governing the UK's crypto industry. Now, for you guys that are like connecting and so on, you may be wondering, why am I going through all this? Again, I think the reason why we go through all this is because there is obviously the shift that's happening, this new narrative that's happening. And that basically is, are we about to finally see new policy be put into place? Well, you're literally seeing things even from, like Tom Emmer and so on in regards to a Crypto Clarity Act. But you know what? We also have to include what's going on across the pond and other places in the world. We obviously follow what's going on with Japan, DFFT and how that's introduced. And like I mentioned, that is literally the regulatory framework for the world, in my opinion. And you also have seen the European Union embrace some of these talks about getting this going on. Here's some of this policy. This was mentioned back on June 29th, 2023. I mean, let's face it, guys, this was only a couple of weeks ago. UK crypto stablecoin rules received royal assent. Remember Louis Jackson talking about this? Passing into law, the Financial Services Markets Act 2023 classifies crypto as a regulated financial activity. Was that really the true start of everything going on? Or was the true start of everything that we're starting to see right now based off of, BlackRock and Fidelity and all those types of things? But it does make you wonder, behind the scenes, do all these guys talk? I think they do. I honestly think they do. This quote right here from the 11th, where are the builders? You might be wondering why 6 out of 10 people to watch are lawyers, politicians, or active litigants. That's where we are in this market cycle. Do you feel that way? But here are 4 builders to watch as well. And for one, it mentions, some of these other things. And if anything, I might pull that up as well. What is it? Hold on a second. Rune. I don't know. Some of you guys are into some of the stuff, but I don't want to pull it all up. But how about this topic, excuse me. CZ, rumors are swirling around potential Department of Justice actions versus Binance, particularly in the wake of CFTC/SEC actions and a number of executive departments. This guy says he's 44% sure. 44%? What the heck? Sure, CZ weathers the storm. Number one, a record-setting $1 billion plus fine and further decentralization. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it seems like every time there's either good or bad news, things shift back to the focus of this guy with Binance. All right, I'm going to stop the share on that one. I have obviously a lot more for you guys. I will show you guys the whole Blockworks article of Coinbase cracking and so on. But I also have a little bit more that was shared only about an hour before the show, and it's in regards to some of the official statements, I guess you could say, from Coinbase. If you haven't seen it. All right, let's get further down into the comments. Cool Cat Crypto says CoinbaseCrypto.com are going to dominate the future. I'm totally cool with that. I mean, I may not be the biggest fan of using Coinbase, but I mean, I still use it. Crypto.com, I don't use it as much as I used to, but I'm not complaining about that. I like that. That's a good statement. All right. We did welcome Salamander earlier. Glad to have you back. Salamander, XDC Commander or XRP Commander. I don't know. Are you the XRP Commander today, Salamander? Magic Power states all banks have secretly agreed with Ripple that if they win, and this is at 6:41, so over an hour ago, I apologize, the banks will adopt XRP, which also explains why Ripple sold XRP cheaply to banks in large quantities, part of the deal. How did I miss the super chat? I don't know. I looked at the other screen, and I guess a lot of times with all the comments, instead of keeping the super chat highlighted, it just moves it away. I guess it times out. So I really apologize, Salamander. Sorry about that, man. 589 super chat, XRP, Yahoo. Again, my apologies. Really, really sorry. But thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. The SEC does suck. I agree. Lazy Shaman Show, welcome, man. What's good besides XRP, of course? Let's effing go. I mean, the overall crypto market, but I mean, you're probably not even here anymore. Who knows? I don't know. Glad to have you here. Michael Montclair, I was hoping to get 10,000 XRP, but something is better than nothing. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I mean, you could always pay attention to what happens with the market. Like, Magic Power was saying, it might dip back and down to 50 cents. You take advantage of that. Maybe you look at like, man, this might be one of the last opportunities. Who knows? All right, let's see what else we got up here. Ethereum and every ERC20 token are all securities. All right. And let's see what else we got right now. I'll read this from Magic Power. The cryptos will be an asset class of their own with their own authority overseeing them. All right. Let me see what else you guys got up in the house. Cool Cat says cash on. Yes, there must be some official working definition of what a security is now. No need to sue everyone. That's a good point. All right, we were talking about the ODL thing earlier. Sorry we didn't catch this earlier, Menelect. ODL sales won't be an issue because ODL is only used by institutions, so it being a security won't impact or limit the sales. All right, great intellect from the Mentellect. That's why Brad Garlinghouse sold 250 million XRP so he could settle the SEC now. The judge has ruled. That's a great way of looking at it, that makes sense. All right, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. I'm going to double check the other screen. I think we're good. We're going to jump back to what we have on this outline. Again, I appreciate everybody who's here with us. And let's jump into what we have here. All right. So most of you guys know about some of this stuff, but I thought I'd show you this anyway, just in case you aren't aware. Coinbase Kraken will relist XRP following Ripple's summary judgment. That basically already happened. But you're starting to see lots of different news outlets report about it and so on. I mean, if you're wondering like where it officially come, it came from Coinbase Assets. Coinbase will re-enable trading for XRP on the network. Do not send this asset over the other networks where your funds may be lost. Teaches on. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. But I want to show you guys this. And this is from a site called Payments. And I think this was reported about an hour before the show. So Coinbase Global announces relisting of XRP following the court ruling. Again, a little bit of like a reiteration. But it says basically speaking that the trading would be re-enabled. Again, it's just pounded home from a different outlet. There's a follow-up tweet. Coinbase added the XRP trading on its XRP USD and XRP USDT trading pairs, and even XRP Euro trading pairs will launch in phases through support of the token. And I'm sure you'll start seeing more and more pairings, and we'll get more of that news. The news of the court ruling has been welcomed by traders. Of course it has, right? With clarity from Ripple case, there is increasing probability that resolution of Coinbase's case could come earlier than expected. I mean, a lot of this stuff already happened. Judge Annalisa, the judge, yes, Annalisa, I can't even think of her last name. I'm drawing a blank. Well, that's what happens when you don't get much sleep. Anyway, Thursday said that Annalisa Torres, said that while cryptocurrencies sold to institutional investors by Ripple are securities under federal regulations, tokens are not securities when sold to the public. I don't know if it was Menelect or somebody else said about this earlier. But anyway, who are less sophisticated investors and may not have the same understanding of this transaction. A little bit more about the institutional buyers, and this is why I'm highlighting this. Institutional buyers would have understood that Ripple was pitching a speculative value proposition for XRP with potential profits to be derived from Ripple's entrepreneurial and managerial efforts, according to Annalisa Torres. All right. So there's that. Ripple's XRP token, of course, rose sharply on the news, more than 70%. I saw as much as 80%, briefly. Let me share a little bit more with you guys. This is another one I think was like maybe a half an hour before the show from MarketWatch. Coinbase spectacular stock surges after Ripple ruling sparks fierce debate. While several analysts saw a recent ruling on crypto tokens as positive for Coinbase, another was more skeptical. And like it shows right here, their shares, as in Coinbase Global, right, soared more than 24% higher Thursday in the wake of judge's ruling. I remember when Coinbase first listed, it went public for shares and so on. I thought about getting into it, and then literally after it went public, the price tanked something fierce. I don't know. It was one I was thinking about getting into at some point, but I think I just went in with crypto and took that money and bought some things that I saw that were on sale. But this fuels the debate on Wall Street over what the decision means for Coinbase's own regulatory headaches. So pretty interesting. And it also says the cryptocurrency exchange is locked in a battle with the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, which has sued the company and charged that it has been running an unregistered national securities exchange. The agency has been has taken issues with various tokens sold by Coinbase, which the SEC views as securities. I mean, we'll see how this pans out as well. All right, before I kick it back into the comments, I want to show you guys just one more. This is good stuff as well. I think this was also 15 or 20 minutes before the show started. This comes from Crypto Briefing. Supreme Court student loan ruling could be Coinbase's golden ticket. Now, hear me out on this, okay? I mean, I myself, I still have a lot of student loan debt. I mean, a lot of people still have student loan debt. It's just what comes with the territory. I know what I was getting into. But Coinbase is leveraging a recent Supreme Court decision on student loan cancellation as part of the defense against the SEC that it's operating an unregistered securities exchange. So a little bit back to the previous article, but I don't know. your own take, right? So Coinbase's attorneys are referencing a Supreme Court decision on student loan debt to strengthen its defense against charges by the SEC. And basically, the exchange, as in Coinbase, stands accused of operating. Of course, this exchange and allegation is strongly refutes. Coinbase's argument lies in the comparison to the Supreme Court's recent ruling on student loan cancellation. This judgment determined that, and listen to this part, the secretary of education exceeded his authority in erasing $430 billion in student debt, underscoring a key legal principle. Major decisions with significant economic or political impact require explicit support from Congress. Look at this specifically. Coinbase is using this legal doctrine formalized in Biden versus Nebraska to argue that congressional rules for the crypto industry remain unclear. In its legal filing, Coinbase noted, and look at this quote, far from granting the clear congressional authorization required for the SEC to exercise such authority, Congress has expressly recognized that it is not yet delegated such regulatory authority as actively considering regulatory structures for the digital asset industry. So, I mean, in light of everything that's been happening recently, there's a lot more than just meets the eye, no pun intended, in regards to Transformers, but a lot of things going on. If you guys remember the whole thing with Bittrex, check out what's mentioned here as well. While innovative, Bittrex filed a similar complaint in June. This got a little bit of coverage. I know some of you guys went to some other shows and they were talking about some of this stuff. We covered it briefly, but that complaint in June stating that SEC has no constitutional right to override Congress when making such decisions because the Exchange Act or the Securities Act of 1933 does not give the SEC the right to flippantly, what a word, declare tokens as securities. So the bottom line is this, right? It's like, I guess you could say Coinbase is going to find as many loopholes as they can to kind of get out of a lot of this stuff, and rightfully so. Speaking of loopholes, old statutes which are written, some people say, well, if that's the case, why reference the whole thing with the Howey test and so on? That's a whole other story in itself. But it says sometimes old statutes may be written in ways that apply to new and previously unanticipated situations, but an agency's attempt to deploy an old statute focused on one problem to solve a new and different problem may also be a warning sign that it is acting without clear congressional authority. And I think, if anything, they're going to keep pounding that home, and we'll see what happens with that. All right. If you want to read more about this, you can. It's from the crypto briefing, but I thought I'd bring that to your attention. After this, I'm going to get into a few more quotes from like Brad Garlinghouse and so on. We are going to kick it back to the comments. And of course, some of the folks saying what's up to the Lazy Shaman show and so on. Menelec says Ripple ODL sales limitations could benefit XRP liquidity providers immensely since retail liquidity providers will be in much greater demand. I guess so. I haven't been following that. I saw it briefly. I think 2-Bit was talking about some of that stuff. Would be sweet if XRP moves, and then we can just spend the XRP. No cashing out and getting taxed. Same with XLM. Huh. All right. Let's go further down into the comments. Mr. Elon Muff, Mike Cornwell, says today the XRP price went from 47 cents to 94 cents. Over 100%. If you do the math, it's a 19 billion increase in the market cap of XRP in a few hours. Yeah, I'm glad you recognize that, because that is truly a big deal. Even, bypassing or overtaking Binance, BNB, that was a big deal as well. I mean, absolutely a big deal. Can you imagine more and more projects or, more good news happening for the overall crypto market and so on? I honestly think that, there's going to be, like anything, I mean, some people call it baby steps. There's baby steps and there's milestones. This was a great big victory, a milestone for the overall crypto market. All right. It's roughly a 20x the market cap of QNT, 25x the market cap of Render, 45x the market cap of Casper. I think I retweeted that. I think Tokenizer had a quote about that. I won't even try to do the math on some smaller cap coins like Nexera, Trias, Leo X, etc. Good point. Cash Cat says XLM is going to be massive giant. Now going to wait for the dip. Green Days feels good. Yes, yes. Menelek, Republicans won't do anything either since they take more Wall Street money than Democrats by far. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of both sides, but it is what it is. Sell go.bsv. Don't have any BCH. Yeah, I didn't expect you to have BCH. That's okay. Mr. Mike Cornwell, know what didn't pump today? BSV. Lol. Just playing cat. BSV isn't secure. Oh, you guys having a back and forth. Papa Doc, what's she gonna do? All right. True Ducal, if I'm pronouncing that right. Glad to have you here. Welcome. Peace to the God. All right. Michael Montclair, now just sit back and watch the show happen before us. Very true, very true. Look, I you guys liked Sean being on. That was cool. That's interesting because that ICP is one I am going to get into. All right, I'll read this and then I'm going to kick it back into this brief outline that we have. Josh says they won't have a choice but to get regulations going. The economic crash is going to be so bad we will need utility crypto to save us. And I also like this comment. This is a good compliment to Sean. The Crypto Smith is a solid source of valid info. I love this channel. All right. Let me double check the other screen. I think we're good. And let's try to kick it back to what we have. Please smash that like if you haven't done so already. We still have a decent amount of people here. And let's see what we have. So I share quite a bit with you guys. Just in case you haven't seen this quote, if you're just connecting, it's kind of something I thought I'd do for people just like missed out at the very beginning of the show. Straight from Brad Garlinghouse. Might as well share it, just in case people missed it. He states the most important part of this ruling, quote, and I do agree with this. XRP as a digital token is not in and of itself a, quote, contract, transaction, or scheme that embodies the how requirements of an investment contract. This is now a matter of law, not up for trial. Very cool stuff. Again, just people that just connected, they got to see some of this stuff. All right, so we're going to share this, and this is from, one of the Winklevoss twins, Cameron Winklevoss, to be honest. The sale of XRP on exchanges is not a security, which means the sales of all crypto on exchanges are not securities. And the SEC government and Gary Gensler have no jurisdiction over them. This is a watershed moment that relegates the SEC to traditional finance and makes it a dinosaur regulator. Bye-bye. And this is good stuff. Let's blow this up. I think this is big enough. Having considered the economic reality of the pragmatic sales, the court concludes that the undisputed record does not establish the third Howey prong. And look at what's highlighted. Whereas the institutional buyers reasonably expected that Ripple would use the capital it received from its sales to improve the XRP ecosystem and thereby increase the price of XRP. There's, of course, the reference that's mentioned there. Pragmatic buyers could not reasonably expect the same. Indeed, Ripple's pragmatic sales were blind bid/ask transactions, and programmatic, buyers could not have known if their payments of money went to Ripple or any other seller of XRP. We're going to go further down. Since 2017, Ripple's programmatic sales represented less than 1% of the global XRP trading volume. There's, of course, this other reference. Therefore, the vast majority of individuals who purchase XRP from digital assets exchanges did not invest their money in Ripple at all. An institutional buyer knowingly purchased XRP directly from Ripple pursuant to a contract. But the economic reality is that a programmatic buyer stood in the same shoes as a secondary market purchaser who did not know to whom or what it was paying its money. I mean, say what you want, whether you're a fan of these Winklevoss twins. That's a great quote, you know? And of course, some people are asking him, Cameron, you going to list XRP, you know, like on, I guess, Genesis or something, or Gemini. Genesis, Gemini. You go with son. And this other guy, you forgot to congratulate the people who worked really hard for this victory, along with the community that stood really strong. I mean, so what? I mean, we're going to get butthurt about that. I'm not. Anyway. All right. A little bit more of what we have here. This one's good too. And this is from Bloomberg. What does Ripple's XRP ruling in SEC case mean for crypto? I'm not going to read this whole article. I just wanted to jump to this part real quick. U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres' main reason was that institutional investors were more likely to be aware of XRP securities like traits when being pitched by Ripple back then. But so-called programmatic investors, kind of like what I just mentioned earlier, those who buy XRP directly on crypto exchange, like retail traders, weren't clued in, basically. Both Ripple and SEC would have reason to view this outcome as a potential win, as it gives credence to the security or not debate on either side. Again, kind of like what Sean was talking about earlier, or the SEC could label this, and I'm sure they will, as a victory even for them. I would say it's more of a victory for, Ripple and, us as in, you could call us retail traders. What do you want to refer to us as? The XRP army. But extrapolating, if I pronounce that right, the Ripple decision as a positive for the rest of the crypto market isn't so simple. For starters, the decision was based on how well retail investors understood crypto years ago during a period that ended in 2020. At that time, Bitcoin was worth a fraction of what it is now. I mean, no kidding, right? You can even say Ethereum, same scenario. And regulators were only beginning to form opinions about the space, something that has obviously changed. And I'll read this part too, and then that'll be on this one. Could the SEC address the course issue by making sure what counts as security is clear to the general public going forward? Maybe. This tactic, I should say, has been a hallmark of several of the watchdog lawsuits against crypto companies such as Binance, Coinbase, Gemini this year, where it named a number of tokens like Polygon's Matic, Algorand's Algo, that could one day face the same walk as XRP. Yeah, true. But the court disagreed with large swaths of the SEC's argument as to why XRP was security, citing the Supreme Court's, quote, Howey test. Among them was the fact that secondary market buyers were never promised anything by Ripple itself, something that is true of most exchange-traded instruments. So we talked about some of this stuff, and if anything, we've seen a lot of this stuff pump. Polygon Matic, Algo, obviously quite a few other things that have utility. That was also the target of the SEC. And then after recognizing some of this, we're going to get into some of the other coverage that we have. A little bit more XRP, just a tad bit of quant and so on. We got some videos for you guys. I have a quote from Mr. Elon Musk about, I guess, Elon Musk. And what else we got? We got a tad bit of Stellar, gets honorable mention because I want to show you guys an update in regards to that. All right, we're going to go further down to the comments. Andrew Davis says, what crypto has the highest percentage for the year so far, Max? For the highest increase? Oh, man, that's not going to be a tough one. I mean, I'm not a fortune teller. That will be a tough one. I mean, obviously, I'm real big on QNT and so on, but I do recognize there's going to be I think I'm not going to necessarily pick one specific one. I might have to reanalyze some of that. I don't know if I'm just going to pick like one is going to do better than the rest. I mean, some people are going to say, Ripple's XRP. Some people also are going to probably say Stellar. Some people could also, like even Cool Cat Crypto. Maybe he's going to say BSV. I don't know. That one is tough. I mean, part of me wants to say Jasmine, but not yet. For me, I think Jasmine is going to be big, but And I also feel as though that could still be the one that gets to the promised land first, if you will, because of how Japan has embraced crypto, or blockchain, DLT, and so on. I just think there's a lot of opportunities. How about this? Can we say this? I'm not going to be a maxi on one. That's why I have a diversified portfolio. I don't even know if you're still here because I'm so late on the comments. All right. Let's see where we're at. Menelec, Asia markets will open tonight, so XRP could pump a little higher. And as retail gets wholesale news of the win, XRP could pump more than 2. That's true. All right. Ronbo Omega. People said XRP will hit $30 instantly. That's all hype. Just hold. Yeah, I mean, my thing was, even if it was going to do that, I mean, I have my own goals on what I want my XRP to be. And, it's just all in steps, all in, milestones are great to recognize though. All right. Really? Huh. If that's the guy I'm thinking about, let me see. XRP Whale. Let me see. Oh, maybe he did. I don't see his channel up no more. Well, guess what? I will have to share that. If Quant Pop, if you're here, you may like hearing that, because that guy has told Quant Papa numerous times to go F himself, which makes no sense. Instead of Quant Papa going back after him and so on, he never did that. So, teaches him. I don't really go after influencers and so on, but I did witness some of that stuff, and I thought it was pretty messed up. All right, Cash Cats. I do like it. Selmo, I think Stacks could be an easy 25x. I also like ICP. Huh. I like ICP too. I'll be honest, I got to research more of Stacks, but I'm glad you guys know your stuff. All right, how about this one? Magic Power. In the coming bull run, there will be unimaginable, incredibly large market caps, but these exist only theoretically. All right. You guys got a lot of good info here. I'll read this again from Magic Power. The price of crypto is only formed by the coins actually circulating on the exchanges, and that is much, much less than the current supply. All right. If banks start buying XRP for cross-border payments and tokenization of assets and real estate, then there will be severe shortages in exchanges, which will cause the price to rise extremely. Yeah, a perfect case of what? Supply and demand. I mean, that's almost like a different definition of it, but yeah. Menelect, the XRPL's AMM will make a big difference in pumping XRP's price per David Schwartz. Oh, okay. All right. Let me read 2 more comments. I'll kick back to what we have. Cash Cat says he loves the days like this. Crypto smooth, especially this historic day. Everyone is a winner with XRP, whether you are holder or not. Yeah, absolutely. The Atom chart looks so freaking bullish. All right, well, you know what? I might as well pull that up for a second. We could talk about something other than XRP for a brief bit. Is it possible? Is it really possible for us to do that? Let's see if we can do that. All right, Atom. Let's pull this up. Cosmos, Atom. Oh, man. Yeah, that does look incredibly bullish. That is a nice... If you want to look at a healthy chart, my God, that looks really good on the 1 day. Yeah, it's not too bad on that. How about for the month? Even on the 1 month, it looks really good. Yeah. Can't blame you on that one. Guess we'll keep that up for a bit. I'll read a couple more comments. How about just a couple more? Tim Shea, yes, ADA, as in Cardano, finally pumped with the market. Yeah, that's good stuff. Salman, Elon Musk is a surprising turn of events. Musk's latest tweet hinted at his positive sentiment towards XRP, cryptocurrency associated with Ripple. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right. Welcome to GF Burke, the one and only. Glad to have you. Lazy Shaman Show says Biden is the only person that I've seen fall up every set of stairs he climbs. Oh, God. Larry, I guess at 7:05 p.m. says, I got 3 letters for you. XRP, I rest my case. Good stuff, man. All right. FedNow will use XRP July 20th. I hope that's the case. All right. Cool Cat says XRP doesn't have smart contracts. FedNow can't use XRP. Coincidence is XLM. Yeah, that is a good point. You have mentioned that numerous times about XRP not having smart contracts. FedNow would use PayPay before they would use Ethereum. I don't know about that. GS, come on. I know it sounds funny, but I don't know about that. I mean, we all joke about Ethereum, but I don't know about that. But that's funny. We're having fun. That's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, how about it, man? It's doing pretty well. All right. I guess I'll read this too. This is going from Blackwood. FedNow will be domestic only upon release, metal, blockchain or not. They're using XRP for cross-border. The U.S. isn't going to be left out of trillions being made. That's a good point. I mean, that's a good quote too. We don't exactly read. We don't. Not that I don't read your comments all the time, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you know, Blackwood has a comment. That's a good comment. All right. So let me share what I have a little bit more. Let me clear out quite a few of these tabs real quick, save on some memory, not that I need to. Here's a brief thing for Quant, okay? You may be thinking, well, is he going to talk about something other than XRP? Kind of, but it's still the main thing is XRP and some Stellar, okay? So Q&T volume has increased 113% on Coinbase, and 99% of the volume is buys versus 1% sales, and that is worthy of a mention. You better believe that's worthy of a mention, so that gets a mention. All right. Here's the screenshot, market stats, market cap. I mean, this is earlier, so there's been some fluctuation, right? 1.3 billion, 26.1 million in volume, 114% up. I mean, come on, this volume is nowhere in comparison to how Ripple did for the day, right? Like we saw Ripple over 11 billion in volume. So, I mean, it is what it is. But come on, man, the trading activity, are we going to dismiss this? Really? Are we really going to dismiss how, like, for instance, there's 81 of the total supply basically out there. The trading activity, again, like you see here, 99% buy, 1%. So why would people be doing that? You know, these are some amazing stats. Yes, we're going to give all the credit in the world to Ripple, XRP, and shout out to Stellar, right? The Q&T definitely gets, like, some notice here. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we're going to see a breakout after this. Could possibly. All right. How about this? Back to the Ripple subject. XRP. All right. Today, the XRP price went from 47 cents to 94 cents. I wasn't aware that it was at 94 cents. I saw, I think, like 90, 91. Pretty big deal, though, right? Kind of like what I know where you pull this up now, Mr. Elon Musk or Muff, Mike Cornwell. I knew I saw something familiar. This is where he's referencing this. So yes, he is right. If you do the math, it says 19 billion increase in the market cap of XRP in a few hours is roughly, for instance, 20x the market cap of Q&T, 25x the market cap of Render. Yes, I haven't forgot. Max promised to do either Render intro or deep dive, whatever. I still will. 45x the market cap of Casper. The guy says, I won't even try to do the math on some smaller cap coins like Nexera, Trias, LeoX, and so on. Mind-blowing. Yeah, I would agree so when you think about it. We're still so blankety blank early in the grand scheme of things. Little rant to keep your perspective in check and let you know that, in my humble opinion, today was just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, of course, right? I think we could all agree on that. I mean, even if you're not into Ripple's XRP, I think we all can agree on that. There's basically endless money ready to flow into this market, whether you like it or not. How about this? You know, people want to focus so much on retail. How about endless institutional money? That's where the big money is. That's where you get utility runs and so on, right? They're basically endless money. We restate that. Hope you are positioning yourself in the best way in order to ride this gigantic wave. I mean, just because you saw news that, you know, Ripple's XRP went to, like it says right here, as high as 94 cents doesn't mean there's still no opportunity for you. There's pullbacks. Recognize the pullbacks. Set your goals. If you haven't reached your goal of what you feel as though, you know, like I don't know, let's say your goal was 10,000 XRP and didn't hit that goal. You know what I mean? Like, just be patient, recognize what's going on in the market. If there is a pullback on it, maybe take advantage of that. It's not financial advice, but that's how I would personally go about it. And then at the same time, we could even throw in Stellar in the mix too. You know, I mean, Stellar still, even with this recent pump, I mean, like my last couple bags, I bought it roughly like the 7-cent range, you know, so that would have been like a 2x. Am I going to beat myself up, over this price? Even with Stellar, I mean, we're at 14 to close to 15 cents. My thing is there'll probably be a pullback on that. I mean, if there's price pumps for Ripple's XRP as high as 94 cents, and then, we get retracement, pulls back to, I don't know, 70 something cents. The same is very well going to happen for Stellar. I mean, to me, that just makes sense, even without looking at like the quote unquote TNA. So just always pay attention to what you have, right? Like you have a portfolio management tool, or maybe you don't, maybe you have a free one, just CMC, or the case be, just pay close attention to that stuff. And then, if you're the type of person who gets paid every other week, well, great. You get paid once a month. That's fine too. But, I know you guys are paying attention to this stuff. So, and you never know. I mean, maybe in a couple of days, just things go bonkers. There's still going to be a few things on sale. Let's be honest. I mean, even Algo is still a good price, even though it went up. All right, I'm going to show you guys this. This comes from a great content creator. I like this guy. Cypress Demanicore of Cypress X Superior Trading. He says, researchers don't seem so crazy anymore now. He says, do we... Yes, sorry, I said it wrong. It says 400 trillion sitting one distributed ledger networks by 2030. Do you guys feel as though it's going to be that high, or you think that's nuts? I don't know. I mean, think about this, right? I mean, BTC was, oh my God. I mean, what's his name? Charlie Shrem from that investor place that I, subscribe to on annual subscription. He bought BTC as cheap as $5. Nobody in the world, for the most part, no, I should say nobody, but the mass majority never thought that BTC would be worth 69K on 11/11/2021, but it happened, right? So, I mean, is 400 trillion really, is that insane? Think about the overall crypto market. Like, we ever see that by 2030 or later? I don't know. Some people think that's nuts. But anyway, this is what he stated. Is anyone even mentally prepared for that? So what's he referencing here? This is a good video. I already reviewed it earlier today. I thought I would share it with you guys. Smash that like. Here's a nice little visual for you guys in the video. Thanks for being with us. I really appreciate you guys. Here we go.
Now that we know that XRP is not a security, let me blow your mind again and remind you why they don't want you involved in this digital asset landscape. Remember, in the future, when they're making all these transactions, they are going to need an intermediary. Remember this company, Securities, they're attempting to provide access for investors to invest in private market digital asset securities. And we know Ripple is heavily involved in this company. James Wallace is on the advisory board. We also know that Ripple is an investor in this company. Let's head over here to Digital Securities Depository Corporation, delivering the world's first security in fully digital format across borders. Very interesting. Well, guess what? One of the technology providers listed here, KALYP Technologies. Well, let's head over to their website right here. It says KALYP Technologies. Look at this 2030 vision that they have. The majority of the world's $400 trillion of financial security safely sitting on digital registries and is processed via services connected to distributed ledger-based networks. This is why they don't want you involved. Let me even further blow your mind. KALYP. You guys can see right here, partners and providers, Hyperledger. They adopted Hyperledger back in 2019. We already know who's a part of Hyperledger. Ripple, right? Stellar, Quant, Casper, Hedera. Don't sleep on this information. I'm telling you all, ladies and gentlemen, they're literally building out the new financial infrastructure. Let's head over to the UK Finance website. They put out this PDF just recently, Unlocking the Power of Securities Tokenization. Check this out. Let me prove to you all that we are early. Bob Wigley said, chairman of the UK Finance, this is a pivotal moment for the international community to build the necessary infrastructure to ensure that these innovations are rolled out safely and achieve their truest potential. Down here on page 6, they go on to admit, these benefits have yet to be realized at scale. This market globally and in the UK are in such early stages. Boom, check that out. The Law Commission has also shown thought leadership in its recent final report on digital assets. The report confirms that English and Welsh law is supportive of digital assets, including tokenized securities within the UK. This is absolutely massive. $400 trillion. This is why they don't want you involved. This is why they attempted to shut out retail. They know what's about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Keep your head down, invest in utility, do your research, and wait till this crypto winter thaws out.
You don't think that sounds bullish as all hell? I think it does. I mean, and you can basically take, what digital assets you have and how many you hold of those and come to your own conclusion. Even if you lowball it, do that for yourself. Say to yourself, okay, I don't want to go crazy with this, right? But, even if you said half of what he mentioned, okay? And then you add up some of the potential market caps of some of these digital assets that you own. Do the math on it. Try your own conclusions. See where you feel as though realistically we could go with some of this, and you'll be pretty shocked to see some of these things. And we're not even including a lot of what needs to be mentioned. Like we're just scratching the surface, if you will. I mean, there's so much potential. Like some of you guys, like even Menelik was talking about, supply shock. Like I think there's definitely going to be some supply shock, especially when it comes to QNT. I think, for instance, Jasmine, there's going to be supply shock. XLM, I think there's going to be supply shock. There's literally half the supply of XRP for XLM. So there's a lot of factors. All right, let me go to a couple more comments. Why is LCX dropping? I don't know. That's a good question. Is it anything major? Let me see what's going on with LCX. The Liechtenstein Exchange. That's why the price is dropping. Nobody likes the idea of, pronouncing it like that. Anyway, I'm kidding. That's a bad joke. But anyway, LCX. Well, it's just now starting to do something. Let me just share the screen. I mean, nothing really worth showing, really. LCX 0.23% up. I don't know. I mean, that's how it is sometimes. Like sometimes you'll see pumps of certain tokens and coins, and other ones you won't. Wow, Nexera is doing pretty good. 9% up, 15.5% on the week. Veracity is doing well. But I mean, if we're gonna get technical, I mean, some people be like, well, why is Morpheus Network not doing anything? Or I don't know. There's quite a bit. Wow, my Wink link. My Win token is finally doing something. Only took forever. Energy Web Token. See, I mean, Energy Web Token is a great project. It's not doing much. So, I don't know. Anyway. All right. XLM is pretty fast, I agree. FedNow is using BSV and CASPA. All right, Magic Power. In the end, nobody will be able to avoid using XRP, especially for cross-border payments. Burke says, yeah, you'd have to have an instant. Okay. All right, let's welcome Wesley Jacob. Welcome. Glad to have you here. And Tim Shea says he uses XLM all the time, fast, secure, and cheap. Magic Power. I never trust Ethereum. I say it again and again. Yeah, I just kind of hold it just for what the heck. You know what I mean? All right. Wesley Jacob. XLM is already in use in like 13 other countries or more. PTLM did some LCX holders sell to jump into XRP on Coinbase. Very well possible. I hold LCX actually on Coinbase, ironically. Wayne Size in the house. He says, dude, sup, man? Serious up, dude. Cha. Where are all the haters on XRP? Counting their BTC, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Or buying it. That's a good point. Good point. All right, Burke says BTC CASPA. There is nobody to sue or regulate. Muha. GT, welcome back. Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Boomer F. Assume, did Max see that XRP was listed on crypto.com? I didn't actually see it, but I mean, come on. Am I going to be like, oh, Boomer F. and Sooner is full of it? Mike Cornwell's full of it. No, I mean, you guys are long time regulars. I believe you. I just didn't see anything official. I mean, I could open, well, see on my new phone, I got to put some new apps. So I don't have the crypto.com app on this phone yet. All that stuff is on my old phone, but my old phone's like in the other room. And it needs to be charged. I know, what the heck, but man, I could just pull it up on crypto.com, like the web-based version. Let me see. Crypto.com. I wonder if I can even do it that way. Let me see. Man. I don't know if I want to do it with the website. The website is just not. Yeah. I don't know. I'd rather just do it with the app. But let me just do one more. Crypto.com XRP. Hold on. Does it show it now? Okay. 6 hours ago. Okay, there was something about it. Captain Altcoin. All right, we'll pull this up. Let's pull it up. Okay. Captain Altcoin. What is this? How do I get rid of this thing? I don't want this on the screen. Man, what is up with this? There we go. I gotta blow this up. All right. Here it says you can't buy XRP on crypto.com or any other US exchange except this one. Okay. Uphold. So they're trying to say that it's only available on Uphold. I don't know if it's great. I mean, we'll have to obviously double check some of this stuff. I mean, you gotta keep in mind this was posted like 5 hours ago. All right, and I believe you guys. So I was just trying to look for some news outlets. I mean, I could try to find something tagged on crypto Twitter, but I didn't see anything. I'll just double check. I can pull this up again. Crypto.com XRP. Come on, XRP. It has been. Okay, I got it now. I'm going to retweet it. I got it. They put this out like roughly an hour ago. All right, so let's share this. Thank you to the one and only Boomer Officer. Let me come back in the frame. Here it is, guys. Plain as day. Good stuff. Crypto.com. XRP is back in the United States of America. Now everyone can trade XRP in the Crypto.com app. Buy XRP at true cost with USD, Euro, GBP, and 20 plus fiat currencies. Download the app to start trading now. Crypto.onelink.me at Ripple. Crypto.com new listing plus deposits and withdrawals enabled. Come on down to Whataburger. Anyway, why Whataburger? I don't know. But that's good stuff. That's super cool. That deserved a retweet. And then, of course, it's this guy. Crypto.com should have never delisted XRP in the first place. Well, maybe they had to for legal purposes. You never know. I mean, it's a business, man. You got to keep in mind it's a business, and people are going to do what's best for their business. But I hear where he's coming from. Well, some people are like, well, if that's the case, shout out to Uphold, right? I would agree. Caspa. Today we are launching the Caspa airdrop. See, guys, be careful about this stuff. A lot of this stuff seems like it's legit. Even this one, XRP airdrop. Don't get wrecked, okay? I don't want to see anybody get destroyed or scammed, all right? But yeah, glad to share that. Let's just keep that on the screen for a brief bit. And then on top of that, we'll read some more comments. Glad to do that. Shout out to the one and only Boomer Officer. All right. Where else are we at on the comments? All right, where are we at? Hello again to Miguel. All right. I knew a kid named Miguel, and he'd always be like, "Hola, Señor Stanley, ¿cómo estás?" I'd be like, "Muy bien, Miguel, muy bien." And he'd be like, "¿Y tú?" Anyway. All right. Good kid, though. Although you're not a kid, but your name is Miguel. Anyway. All right, let's go further down. Burke, GF Burke. Tim is awesome, still doing lives. I've been a busy what? All right, GS Wayne. I have a feeling Coinbase is going to list PayPay soon. Jazzy. All right, I already read some of this stuff from a while back. Man, I'm way behind. Corey Bibe. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF getting approved will be a bullish catalyst. XLM equals MoneyGram. Yep. I'm gonna go way further down because I'm so far behind. Corey Bibe. Maybe the SEC leaving Stellar alone leads. Okay. You already got an XRP bag and Coinbase as well. It doesn't say wrapped. Well, thank God for that, right? That'd be weird. Wrapped XRP. Yeah, that'd be weird. Wrapped XRP. How much is wrapped XRP worth? Anyway. All right, Corey Bive. I believe Ukraine using Stellar is just a testing ground for the United States, and that's why the SEC has left Stellar alone. Just my opinion. Well, that's a good opinion. Definitely possible. Yeah, there you go. Stellar is the chosen one, always has been. And you got the wink. All right. I'll try to skip everybody's comments, but I do need kind of catch up on things. Thoughts on your bone? Well, we could talk about your bone. Not your specific bone, but the actual bone token. How about that? You saw where I was going with that one. Oh, yeah, I know where you guys are going with some of the stuff. All right, let's check out your bone. Like Bone Thugs and Harmony. Well, here's what's going on with Bone. Ranked 109th. Was into the top 100 at one point. I think it was as high as 99 a few days ago. $1.30, up about not even 1%. And the 7-day chart, 17.70%. We could click on it and see what's doing. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it seems like we're getting some consolidation for the week. The 1 month looks really good, but on the week, I would definitely say like you're probably going to know some new support. But I'm sure you guys have your TNA guys on, I don't know, YouTube or whatever outlets you use. This guy posted this 8 hours ago. Bone XRP, not a security. Oh, okay. I was going to say, why would you post that Bone is not a security? But I get what's happening. Is there anything latest from the comments? Bone. It will happen in a blink of an eye. 2, 3, 4, 6, 10. Nobody will know how high it will go. I mean, I don't know. It's just a comment. Just a comment. I forgot to share that tab. Sorry about that. Let's double check what's going on with the top 100 real quick. On the 1 hour, Pancake Swap. Shout out to Cash Cats and his cake. Your Pancake Swap is doing pretty good, man. 10% on the day, 11% on the week. Traditional Casper, not the New England clam chowder style. 1.26% up on the 1 hour, 4% or 3%, I should say, on the 24 hour. XRP, it's having a 1 hour pump. It's starting to go up a little bit, tad bit, nothing too significant. Adam's going up a tad bit. Shout out to Cool Cat Crypto. I don't know. I'm not complaining. My whole portfolio is up right now. What's there to complain about? All right. We're going to stop the share on that. Let's just read a couple more comments. Invest in flying cars. That's what BlackRock is doing, of course, Summer Flood. And also welcome to the one and only Crypto Jedi. I can't even do it. What I'm looking for. Okay. I'm expecting a massive false flag soon. That false flag. Well, crypto him. I'll show that NSA creates what? Oh, okay. Interesting. All right, Mark William. What realistic XRP prices are people targeting to take profit? Oh man, depends on who you are. I think a lot of people, believe it or not, will do $1. I'm not doing that. but people are going to do that. I think people are going to do $5, $10. But realistically, I would say anywhere from $1 to $5. Even Burke, yeah, $5, yeah. All right, Law. How much XRP do you think Mr. Saylor owns? You think that he might be like a liar in the background, right? Just trying to make it look like he's a maxi. I don't know, man. I mean, for the most part, I mean, on record, in front of a camera, he's going to make it look like he only owns BTC, but that's a good point. I mean, if he's all about, being a proper entrepreneur, why wouldn't you want to invest in something other than just BTC? All right, let's read this, and then I'm going to kick it into the outline, whatever's left of the outline, because otherwise it's turning WrestleMania. The only time I ever left a Tom Birio video was when Saylor was on. Sucks at interviews and borderline repulsive. I know what you're talking about. And I think I saw one of those interviews, and it was like literally like a 4-hour or 5-hour long interview. And it was mainly Michael Saylor just talking over and over and over. It's just like, I think at one time it was like 45 minutes straight of just him. It wasn't enough of the back and forth, but I don't know. Maybe I'm guilty of that as well. I don't know. Love it, hate the guy, but Jed is the system. Cool Cat Crypto says Saylor is an idiot. He literally knows nothing about Bitcoin and its true capabilities. I know where you're going with that in regards to like BSV and stuff like that. I get what you're saying. I mean, he's a BTC maxi. I guess he always will be. I don't know. All right. We're going to see what other comments we have, and then we're going to go from here. River. Politics are like a beauty pageant, and all the contestants are ugly. My God. All right. Going to double check the other screen. We're pretty good. Let's kick back to what we have. So share some of that Q&T with you. Some of this other one, Cypress to Manicore. All right, this one's from the one and only Mr. Elon Musk. He shared or tagged, or I don't think he tagged me, but I thought this was worth showing. So this comes from Crypto Mike. And look what it says here. I have been saying, it says, it'll be top tier. This guy says, I've been saying this for a year now. Elon, as an Elon Musk, will build his infrastructure, a satellite communications, and then deploy a global satellite phone that works everywhere. It's coming. Then Elon Musk parody, not the real Elon Musk. Maybe it's all part of the vision. Whatever is made by Elon Musk will be a great quality. Yeah. But that's not the real Elon Musk. That's just a parody one. But still, I'll be cool with that. All right. Let me do a stop share. Maybe I was tagged again. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, you said Voot. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me jump to what we have. Sorry, it seems I'm kind of struggling today. I am. I had like the last 3 or 4 days have been almost zero sleep. So it's one of those things. All right. Let me see what we have. Trying to pull this up. Where is this? All right, we are going to jump into Stellar. It gets an honorable mention because you know what? Why not, right? All right, so this is straight from the Stellar Foundation, or the official one, I should say, Stellar Org. I'm going to share quite a few things that are on this page. There's been some, I guess you could say, some updates. So 4 hours ago, Tomer Weller, who's the guy who does the, the block by block on Stellar Foundation, that we show you guys from YouTube, he posted a thread. It's a good thread. And I want to share this with you guys because you know what? We always talk about Sorbonne, at least I do. It's worth paying attention to. In my opinion, Sorbonne is like the Stellar answer to Ethereum. And if you've been paying attention to some of this stuff, then you know exactly where I'm going with this. So here's an update. This is a great thread. And if you enjoy some Stellar, smash that like for some Stellar Lumens XLM. Because at the end of the day, we were talking all about, XRP for quite a bit of the show, almost the whole show. Let's finally move on to something else, right? So Sorbonne preview release 10 is now live with FutureNet. 3 reasons why this is major milestone. Well, you can't say that this is the reason why Stellar pumped. Maybe it helped a tad bit, but in reality, come on. Stellar rode the coattails of XRP today. All right. So number 1, Sorbonne V1 is now feature complete. This concludes 15 months of intense design iterations and even more intense public disclosure. If you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting for Sorbonne to be stable, wait no more. Very cool stuff. I mean, everybody that's complaining about not Sorbonne, but, Stellar's not doing a whole lot. They are doing a whole lot, and can we all agree on this finally? If you don't see a lot of news from a particular project, like a standout project, whether it's Ripple or Stellar or you name it, maybe because they're actually working on stuff. Okay. So how about this? There is still work that needs to be done, ensuring that it's robust and scalable before going to mainnet. Yeah. Why would you want to go to mainnet if you're not fully, being able to scale at all? What's the purpose of that? I mean, that's why we have test nets. So, but from now on, you shouldn't have to worry about breaking changes. Here's a little bit more. I'm not going to get to the Ethereum link, but state expiration, ledger bloat is the biggest hurdle for long-term blockchain sustainability and decentralization. Don't take my word for it. Listen to Vitalik Buterin. We don't need to get into that, but I mean, you can if you want. But there's a lot more to it than this, okay? And it says, basically speaking, building a new smart contracts platform allowed them to basically tackle ledger bloat from the ground up with a novel first-in-class state expiration system. This ensures that not only most important data takes up precious ledger space while still allowing for restoration. So I think I might be able to play just a tad bit of this, but it says state expiration is eloquently explained by Garen here. And for the technical side of this is you want to hear about, for instance, how they're able to, handle some of these things. Because, I mean, if it's not scalable, then what the heck do you have? So I'm going to share this on the other screen. Or actually, I could do it from here. My bad. I'm not going to play this whole thing. Oh, okay, my bad. I can't play this whole thing. I thought it was the other clip because the other clip is like an hour. Well, this is good. This is only 2 minutes or 15 seconds. And it says how Sorbonne handles state bloat. State bloat, which can hinder scalability and sustainability, occurs as the blockchain state grows with increasing data. Let's listen to this because some of you guys, you have researched Sorbonne to understand how big it's going to be. Great project built on Stellar. Smash that like. Here we go.
Hi, my name's Karen, and I'm an engineer at the Stellar Development Foundation. Recently, we've been working on Sorbonne, the Stellar Network's smart contract platform. And today, I'd like to talk to you about state expiration, a solution to the state bloat problem. State bloat is an issue that affects the Stellar Network and all blockchains today. Now, one of the key advantages of blockchains is that every transaction and all transaction data is recorded indefinitely on the public ledger. However, as more and more transactions occur, the database is continually growing in size, and these networks just can't keep up. Eventually, these databases will become too large and make the network very expensive and very slow. This is a foundational issue in blockchains, and is one of the reasons why we've struggled to reach mass adoption in blockchain today. The ecosystem is making sure that the Sorbonne platform is future-proof, which means that as Sorbonne scales, it needs to maintain its performance. The solution, state expiration. With state expiration, each piece of storage must pay rent to stay live on the ledger. Once an entry runs out of rent, it expires. There are 2 types of storage exposed: temporary storage and persistent storage. With temporary storage, once an entry runs out of rent and it expires, it's deleted permanently. It can never be accessed again. With persistent storage, when it expires, it is deleted, but can be restored later and reused again. State expiration has been talked a lot about in theory, but no one has been able to do it in practice yet. The issue is, for smart contract platforms that already exist and already have lots of dApps developed for them, it's almost impossible to retroactively apply state expiration. But because Sorbonne is a brand new platform, Sorbonne can implement state expiration technology from day one with no backward compatibility issues. As Sorbonne scales, you'll feel the benefits, as the Stellar network will remain inexpensive, efficient, and decentralized. If you want to learn more about state exploration, or even better, take part in the conversation, you can follow us on the official Sorbonne Twitter page or join the Stellar Developer Discord group.
You gotta love that explanation, because if anything, it gives you a broader idea of how this all works. You know, it's like this provides a whole other utility layer that you may not have been even aware of. Sorbonne is obviously a very, very big deal. All right, I'm going to jump back to what we have, because we have a little bit more in regards to all this. And of course, glad to share it. If I could just get back to this. All right, there we go. Let's pull the screen back up. And in regards to like Mr. Tomer Weller, come back into the screen, turn back a few things on. All right, so on top of that, we're going to get more into this thread, because it's a good thread. And if anything, I mean, who doesn't want a stellar update, but especially when it comes to Sorbonne. Hopefully you guys know what Sorbonne is and so on. If you don't, you can definitely go back into our video section where we've done a deep dive on Sorbonne. All right, so this right here, first class fuzzing. Doesn't that sound weird to a sense? Testing Sorbonne smart contracts is already simple, fast, and intuitive. Now developers also get to access to advanced testing tools in the Rust ecosystem, fuzzing and prop testing. I'm not gonna get into all that stuff, because I mean that's kind of like some of the nerdy stuff. But this right here, in regards to it, just briefly, he says he's especially excited about the fuzzing work because it was contributed by Brian Anderson, who is this guy right here, and he was part of the original core Rust team at Mozilla. Now, of course, a lot of you guys still use Mozilla's Firefox, right? Like some of us don't even like using, Chrome, because, when we talk about, especially like Jasmine, giving up your data. I mean, you're freely giving up your data, especially when it comes to Chrome. There's some functions, obviously, with Mozilla Firefox that turn some of that stuff off. But whatever the case be, if you're really old school, some of us just always have preferred Firefox for whatever reason, right? So impressive to have somebody like this join the team. He's from the Mozilla Firefox team and is also responsible for so much of what they, as in from the Sorbonne team, consider to be, I don't know, what you see right here. This guy, Brian, he's also a Rust in blockchain powerhouse and contributes to the Sorbonne's official team. I guess he's also done work over at Solana. And on top of that, he's part of Parity Technologies. And like it says, they're powering the decentralized web. So it says also while maintaining open source projects like the RIB newsletter. Like I said, seriously, you can follow him. I mean, it's just extensive background about him and so on. So it says, are you still reading this thread, or you still listen to Max, or you just having a chat? That's fine too. I understand the show's gone quite a bit, but I've always been impressed by Sorbonne. I think it's a great project. I think it's one of the standout ones for Stellar. There's just a lot that needs to, be more looked at and so on. And just to give you the quick gist, like it says, Sorbonne smart contracts platform for developers. So I'll show you guys just a brief bit about this real quick, just in case you didn't know about it. And again, like I advised before, you can check out some of our deep dives in regards to Sorbonne. But just to give you a heads up, like it says, introducing Sorbonne. Again, we've done a video on this, but just to show you guys who just connected here, it's basically, like it says, Rust-based smart contracts platform designed for scale and accessibility. Currently live on the testnet, dubbed FutureNet. Sorbonne seamlessly integrates with and works alongside the existing Stellar blockchain. Start building Sorbonne today with the help of established tools and documentation, or explore earning opportunities with Sorbonne adoption funds programs. Bottom line is this makes it very, attractive for devs to want to come and build on Stellar, especially if they have the right kind of tools. You may be wondering, well, how so? I love this expression, batteries included developer experience. with such tools, you have plug and play. You have SDKs, like, if you don't wonder what that means, software development kit. Sorbonne CLI, RPC server, local sandbox. Sorbonne provides a user-friendly experience that gets developers up and running quickly. Start building with flexible, reusable functions and ready-to-use contracts. So we're talking about dApps, and we're definitely always talking about dApps. You got to understand that you got to make things attractive to a dev to come over to here. I mean, if I'm going to talk about Overledger, making things attractive for devs to build on Overledger, well, you got to also keep in mind that when it comes to Stellar, they want to attract devs to build on their platform. Sorbonne gets that done. Talked about the scalability real quick. Sorbonne designed with scalability in mind, boost performance with multi-core scaling and optimized fee model and without pesky serialization loops. Sorbonne also tackles the elephant in the room, kind of a great term to be mentioned, head on by addressing the problem of state bloat. We already gave you guys the definition through that video of why that's important. And then this one, real world utility. That's the bottom line. Do they really have real world utility, and what is that all about? Connect to Stellar's exceptional interoperability by accessing its wide variety of on-chain assets and worldwide on and off ramps. Also benefit from 5-second contract finality on a proven and mature network boasting 150 TPS. There's more to it than this. You can learn more about it. I mean, obviously most of us are not devs, but it's nice to see, some of these updates in regards to Sorbonne, because I do think Sorbonne is obviously a really, really big deal. All right, so let me jump back to this for a second. And if anything, we're going to share just a tad bit more of what we have. Give me just a moment. That might just about be it. Hold on a second. No, it's not. So let's just get into this for a brief moment. And they had a quarter in review, as well as this other one. I want to get about the thing about the unbank, but we'll get into that in just a moment. I'm going to kick it back to the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of that update, but there's a little bit more in regards to Stellar. All right, let's get into what we have. And then after the Sorbonne, but the Stellar segment, we might try to wind things down, but not quite yet. I mean, we have obviously extended coverage tonight because of all the big news that happened today. All right. Blackwood says in his Gemini app experience, he takes photos of his license. Photos too blurry, scan photo and upload. Photo too blurry, uninstall the app, photo too blurry. I used to have these same problems a long time ago with what do you call it? With KuCoin, but I got sorted out. And what happened was I simply had to buy a new ID. And so as a result, I have 2 IDs, just to give you a heads up on that. So I have my original driver's license, which is kind of like smeared, and it doesn't look right? It's literally been my ID since age 18, but it doesn't expire till 2045. So I always carry this, just in case a cop pulls me over or so on. I'm going to show them that, believe it or not, because I'm like, you know what? It doesn't expire 2045. So that's the one I keep for all my wear and tear of, pulling in and out of my pocket or out of my wallet to show to whoever needs it. But I have a separate ID, which I think I'm literally looking at the folder where I keep it. And on that one never gets any use. All right. That one's, like we talk about our baseball cards or basketball cards, whatever, this is in mint condition. I keep that one in mint condition because I had nothing but problems. It was KuCoin. I was having problems with that. Coinbase, I was having problems with that. I just constantly noticed problems with that. So I was just like, I'm just gonna get a brand new ID and basically use it for like crypto. And so, but I hear you on that. It's annoying, man. It's definitely annoying. Burke says Coinbase is the only one he KYCs because Visa card is cool. Who needs a bank? A good point. Corey Bibe, GXLM was up over 50% as well today. Nice. All right, Burke says his first X with crypto. Uphold. Oh my God, lulz. You could tell Burke is a gamer when he says lulz like that. So anyway, GF Burke, I'm a gamer too, so that's how I interpret it. If AOL made an exchange, oh God, don't be flooded my AOL. Yeah, you're 56K. You know what, cool cat? Like I said, man, I never even got to have 56K. Mine was 28.8. Anyway. Did anybody go to the what was it? The V96 or V90 something? I can't remember what it was, but it was kind of like, I know this seems like an oxymoron, right? But it was like high speed dial up, if you will. There's a guy that was one of our gamers. His name was Solid Snake, and he used AOL and all this stuff. Or actually, he didn't use AOL. He used some other thing. I think it was like Juno and Net Zero or whatever for free dial up internet. But he had like a V90 modem. And I kid you not, guys, this is the truth, right? He was able to ping between 180 and 190 on dial up. And as you know, for dial-up, that is actually really good ping for dial-up. You know, that would be like if me trying to play like on a server in Europe. You know what I mean? That would actually not you know, it was playable. Because typically speaking, before you went to that V90, whatever it was, modem, he just had traditional 56K, and he would be playing on a server, and oh my god, like he would have a 350 to like 500 ping, and it would just kind of fluctuate. It was hard. I mean, he's a nice guy, but like sometimes, you know, you complain about it because he's bouncing across the screen. But with that V90, where it was, I can't remember what, I think V90, something like that. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, man, you basically have free internet and you ping like 180. I mean, nobody was holding it against them. All right, Dave D. Hi, everyone. Just wondering how many XRP can do when you consider market cap and circulated supply. Oh my God. We talked about this earlier. I mean, man, it can go. I don't know, man. I think we talked about this earlier. Yeah, we did. We did talk about it. We talked about this with CryptoSmith, and then earlier we showed you guys that thing from Cypress to Manicore, not just XRP, but for a lot of this, I don't know, the big money, if you will, with the triple X's. You know, I mentioned like 400 trillion of that money coming into the overall crypto market by 2030. Some people think that's nuts. I understand, but it's not that. It's not possible. You ready for a utility crypto run? Let's go. I am too. Totally am too. All right, let me go way down in the comments. Let's see what we have. I did say TNA. That was a while ago. When was it? 825? Long time ago. All right, let me see if I can finally catch up on the comments. Five Guys. That sounds good, man. I wouldn't mind getting some of that. Their fries are really good. Let me see. You know another place I like? I only ate there once is Shake Shack. You ever been to Shake Shack? All right. Sorbon's a game changer. Low Stellar's approach. It is. I don't know why more people don't know about Sorbon. It's an absolute game changer. Another one's a game changer that we shared in the past is Cubist is an absolute game changer too. I mean, you know, these are tools that we're talking about here. So my thing is like Stellar is literally developing they're having projects built on Stellar. They're developing important tools. Yeah, they're not, you know, like tokens or anything like that, you know, but it's the tools. You know, if we're going to talk about building a robust ecosystem, what kind of tools does your blockchain or your project have? All right. Max always deserves likes, not letting some digital abomination stop me. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate that, you know. I mean, I read a lot today instead of just like giving you guys a lot of the, you know, eye-to-eye contact. I just, man, the last few days just been so stressful, so hard. It's been a tough time. All right. Geez, just as crypto has a good day-ish pants, Biden calls up reserves to be sent to Europe. Oh-ish. I'm behind. Forgot. Oh, that's okay. All right. Let me see here. Let's see what other ones you got. Man. Blackwood. Sorbonne looks promising as things come together for Stellar. They are in a position to help people over the world. I mean, it's Sorbonne. Where's the other one? Yeah, Cubist. Those two really stand out to me right now. Is Cubist and Sorbonne for Stellar. Let me see. You guys got some good comments, but I don't need to necessarily read all those. All right, let's see what we got. Monica was the original Caroline. Yeah, but at least she looked a hell of a lot better than Caroline. teach his own. Anyway, it took the words right out of my mouth, right? Anyway, if Monica had done her job correctly, oh jeez. All right. At least you guys are having fun in the comments. All right, so let me show you guys just a little bit more of what we have here. Where are we at with this? Hold on a second. Yeah, there's a couple things that reported even before the whole thing of the massive news that dropped today. All right, I'm going to share this. Stellar. All right, so this one right here. We talk about how the Stellar network serves the unbanked. Yet the question still remains, what circumstances lead people to become unbanked in the first place? And how can we level the playing field? Well, I'm not going to show you all this stuff, but I don't know. It's kind of worth noting. So I'll open up a new tab, and I want to bring this to you guys. Hold on a second. So here it is, bridging the financial services gap for the unbanked, how Stellar ramps make finance more inclusive. I mean, come on, guys. Ripple gets all the praise today, but, Stellar definitely rode the coattails. So I'm not going to get into all of this. You guys, for the most part, I think know some of this. I'm going to jump down to this paragraph here, and then that is, first, let's define a few terms. The term, and this is good, unbanked. Like, what does that refer to? It refers to people who are not served by a bank or similar financial institution in any way. The underbanked, meanwhile, refers to people who may have a bank account but often, I should say, rely on alternative financial services such as official money changers, informal agents, and payday loans rather than traditional loans and formal accounts to manage their finances and fund purchases. When someone is unbanked or underbanked, they have fewer options for how to make payments, borrow and save money, or invest. Now, a few days ago when I was with you guys, I did talk about some of this, right? The areas of the world that don't have access to traditional financial systems or sectors or whatever you want to call it, right? Like somebody that lives in, Latin America, lives like in a farm area or so on, and might have to travel like the equivalent of like 75 miles. I mean, down there is kilometers, so like over 120 kilometers to get anything that even remotely resembles the access of traditional finance and so on, right? They want to get they want to get a home equity line of credit. They want to get a refinance. They want to get a business loan. Just all sorts of things that we take for granted here in our daily, day-to-day lives, right? So it says this often means that the person pays more poor quality services, is more likely subjected to fraud scams, and faces significant limitations to economic prosperity. Now, I get this, right? And we'll look at the camera a lot on this part. I want people to understand this, that I understand that like some people are going to look at this as maybe being boring. But the main reason why I want to bring this to you guys' attention is for one main reason only, and that is this. Every type of crypto that you're invested in should have some sort of supply and demand. This pounds it home, in my opinion, why Stellar stands out, because it does create that supply and demand. You earlier, Crypto Smith, nothing against him, right? We love Sean, Crypto Smith. He was mentioning for now, Stellar doesn't do it for him, but in the future it will. For me, I understand where he's coming from, but if you remember, if you were watching the show earlier, I mentioned to me, Stellar will get there. All right. And if we're going to talk about mass adoption, I think this is a perfect example of, eventually Stellar will definitely stand out. They are so much more than, being part of the payment rails and side of things and so on. Literally giving people the tools to build out that ecosystem, and not just tools that any blockchain project can have, but exclusive tools to their own blockchain. That's huge. That's tremendous, right? So basically, it's like this, and this is what really, really helps them stand out. And it's always going to be this right here, the on and off ramps of Stellar that bridge the gap between the services of the unbanked and just that, people that don't typically have the access. So, look what's also mentioned here. For example, Vibrant, and we have covered this project in the past, and I'll show you just real quick what Vibrant is. So I'm going to show you guys this, and it's a case study, and this is a project that's built on Stellar that you may not be aware of, but I have shared it. And so I'm going to play this for you real quick. Here we go. I'm on the right tab. Hold on a second. Let me rewind that real quick. My bad. Yeah, we're going to play this, and I'm going to jump back to why this is important. Here we go.
Stellar has this wide array of assets, low fees, and the easy tooling that's necessary to build an app like Vibrant. Vibrant is a dollar stablecoin wallet based in Brooklyn, New York, that helps people in Argentina protect themselves from inflation. Brooklyn has an incredible crypto and fintech community of talents and resources as we're building out this crypto wallet on top of the Stellar blockchain. By building on Stellar as an extension of SDF, Vibrant has been able to implement innovative features, pioneer account recovery, and overall make it easier than ever to integrate with the network. The country of Argentina faces a significant amount of inflation with their local currency, the peso. And our goal is to help people escape that inflation and protect themselves from devaluation by giving them access to a stablecoin called USDC.
Inflation has impacted Argentines for generations, including my family, transforming Argentina into a dollarized country. Last year, in 2020, the inflation in Argentina closed at 36%. And this year 2021, it's projected to increase to 48%. This means that the peso can lose its value in a matter of days. This is in part why Argentines use currency exchange, and more specifically, they buy US dollars as a savings instrument.
Antes yo ahorraba, pero no llegaba a ningún lado. Era como que no, la plata, acá con el tema de la devaluación, no te sirve ahorrar de la inflación y viste que acá guardar pesos te lo consume el minuto a minuto, de minuto a minuto esto, y el tema de la inflación no puedes hacer nada.
Due to restrictions in Argentina on the purchase of US dollars, Argentines have resorted to buying physical dollars on the street or on the black market and keeping them at home in what's called under the mattress, which is typically a drawer or what you feel is a secure location in your home, but in reality, this poses a great risk.
As an app, Vibrant allows you to load value in the form of a Argentine peso stablecoin called ARST, issued by our on and off ramp partner in Argentina called Settle. Users then are able to swap that ARST on Stellar's decentralized exchange for USDC and protect themselves from inflation. Stellar's ecosystem standards provide these standardized ways for wallets and for on and off ramps to integrate, as well as perform compliance. We had access to asset issuers like Settle and its ARST token, which allows us to spin up an on and off ramp in Argentina right away. At Vibrant, we've seen some exciting growth. We've seen a 10x improvement in conversion rates and a 60% month over month growth in average balances.
Cuando empecé a manejar mis gastos, un amigo me la recomendó y la verdad que en Vibrant me siento protegido de la evaluación y a salvo de todo lo que es la inflación. Lo que más me gusta de Vibrant es la capacidad de comprar una moneda equivalente al dólar llamada USDC y dejándola ahí todo el tiempo que quiera y sin preocuparme por la inflación en ningún momento. Siempre quise tener un podcast sobre tecnología y gracias a Vibrant empiezo a plasmar ese sueño en la vida real.
Being able to buy digital assets on a decentralized blockchain is very appealing. It is a growing trend as safeguard of value, not only in Argentina, but also in Latin America.
As we grow, we plan to add in other financial services that are available on the Stellar network, creating more financial inclusion through easier access to this new digital economy.
All right, let me jump back to this real quick. and that is this right here. So you guys have an idea of what Vibrant, you should. I mean, they've been around, right? But I'm going to come back into the frame. And what I want to point out right here is it's a mobile wallet that can be used with ramps to cash in and out. Allows users who do not have checking or savings accounts to still hold value in a digital account. Asset tokenization has the potential to allow a broader swath of people to access a wider variety of assets. And while many people are simply unaware of the types of products available in traditional finance, easy-to-use blockchains like Stellar present a fresh opportunity to access financial services without the baggage of a system that was never built for everyone. Now, think about what's mentioned here. Built for everyone. And on top of that, easy to access blockchains like Stellar, traditional finance, you name it, right? Like, you know, when we talk about the whole concept of in the future, Stellar being the one or being the one for like the cryptocurrency of the world and so on, this pounds it home that much more because it does provide a way for people who do not have access to checking or savings accounts and so on to hold some kind of value in a digital account. May not seem like it's too popular right now because of the overall scheme of things of where we're at with the overall crypto market and so on. But with mass adoption in the future, let's face it, it is going to come eventually. You're literally starting to see, you know, the big institutions come in and so on. So, yeah, you know, like what Cypress Domenicore shared earlier, you know, the whole concept of $400 trillion. I mean, that just sounds nuts. I totally believe that at some point, Stellar will be a big, big, huge player to be part of the mix. I like this part. There's a reality check. Stellar alone can't plug the entire global gap. Right, it can't. But while far-reaching Stellar-based services don't yet extend to every unbanked and underbanked individual, there are many ways people can become unbanked or underbanked, each requiring their own context-informed solutions. In fact, there are about 1.4 billion people globally who are unbanked, according to the World Bank. And by the way, remember, the World Bank recognized Stellar and also Ripple as global stablecoins. That was official. That wasn't speculative. It literally came out of the mouth of the World Bank. With 300,000 off-ramp locations for stablecoins issued on the network alone, only reaches a small fraction. Though Stellar goes far, there's still a lot of work to do. Right, there is. I'm not going to give you guys this whole thing about the, who are the unbanked. But I will state this. According to the FDIC, 4% of Americans are long-term unbanked for a year or more, and 0.5% are recently unbanked, meaning they lost their bank account within the past year. Privilege, too, plays a significant role. 2.1% of white households in the U.S. are unbanked, whereas 11.3% for black households and 9.3% for Hispanic households. 15.9% of single mother households are unbanked compared to 1.8% for married couples. Now, I don't want to create some kind of huge divide or controversy over this, right? But my main thing is this. Can we all agree on that if we're talking about the concept of supply and demand, Stellar meets this supply and meets this demand? When you hear the expression of we're still so early, yeah, why would you want to wait to this thing to just absolutely blast off someday and then finally be on board? But in reality, that's what's going to happen with mass adoption. So, this part right here, it says that internationally, many of these issues are the same. They are inconsistent device ownership, access to electricity, reliability of the mobile grid, and affordability of mobile data can make it difficult to access banking services as well. I mean, here's the bottom line. If you always are going to supply, the basic needs of like the people that are, I hate to say, unrepresented in various regions of the world and provide a solution to those people, the unbanked people, and they will always represent a large percentage of just that, the unrepresented, unbanked people, that kicks in that concept of mass adoption, that jumped from traditional finance to, let's face it, crypto, and what is built on that, and so on. Enter in Stellar. Just like it says, how Stellar serves the unbanked. I mean, I don't need to jump into all this. We already know a lot about some of this stuff, but I don't know. The way I look at it is, it was nice to share this little thing about why they serve the unbanked. I mean, why wouldn't they serve the unbanked, right? It's a great market to serve. And as we get more adoption, you better believe that if we're going to think that, oh, this is only going to be worth a little bit, it's so much more than just, the cross-border payments and so on. It's literally, I don't know, the whole purpose of why I got into cryptocurrency to begin with, introduce the concept of a different form of money. Literally, if you talk to anybody who never heard of cryptocurrency, the first thing they're hearing in their ears is not blockchain. It's not distributed ledger technologies. That's all Greek to them. But what they are hearing in their ears is the concept of currency, a different form of currency. And Stellar serving the unbanked, that still represents a tremendous amount of people worldwide. And there's always going to be supply and demand for that. So my thing is, yeah, the accumulation phase, what does that consist of? And this is still a project that's still building and getting key partnerships. And let's face it, ride on the coattails of Ripple. They will eventually not ride on the coattails of Ripple. I think that they definitely expand their ecosystem. And like Cool Cat Crypto was also mentioning, compared to Ripple, they do have smart contracts. Those are all things worth paying attention to. So I do believe that might be close to being it. Oh, wait, no, there's a wisdom tree up there. I do want to share it real quick, and then I'll read some comments. Want to welcome the one and only Le Grand Commission, aka Le Grand Commission. Oui, oui. Merci beaucoup. Thank you for being here, Le Grand. Let's show you guys this, and then this will conclude our coverage for the night. Major, right? Major, like it says. Wisdom Tree, Prime. If you're wondering who they were, I'll give you the quick gist. Excuse me. It's a way in which you can save, spend, and invest in digital assets like the US dollar, gold, so on, right? We know about Wisdom Tree. At least we should. Some of you guys don't know about it. It's okay. On the 12th, which was literally yesterday, they had some breaking news, right? So it says our personal finance app, Wisdom Tree Prime, is live. You can, test it out for yourself if you choose to do so. Get on the Apple App Store and Google Play for users in select U.S. states, bringing the future of finance to your finger grips. And of course, here's a little bit more about it. It provides users with a unique and user-friendly investing experience with a blockchain-native ecosystem from Bitcoin and Ethereum to tokenized physical assets like gold. They got you covered. It says you can also gain exposure to traditional asset classes via digital funds. They have launched Wisdom Tree Prime as a significant milestone. This guy, for instance, who is W.B. Peck, who is Will Peck, he's the head of the digital assets over at Wisdom Tree. He emphasizes that the app is designed to position blockchain tech for mainstream use. I mean, again, back to what I was mentioning earlier, it's not just the whole concept of trying to get that mass adoption, but we understand that you have to have some kind of mainstream use to get towards that mass adoption. Again, enter in Stellar. Again, enter in Wisdom Tree. So look more into it. This was posted on July 12th. Pretty big stuff. And I love seeing, Stellar being connected to all this. Who doesn't? All right. Let me stop the share on that. I'm going to kick it back to the comments. And if anything, we'll either welcome some people or read a few questions or comments, whatever is left. I do appreciate you guys being with us tonight here at CTN. It's been a good show. All right. So let's read these last ones. I think you guys are talking about Bill Clinton stuff, which is fine. Let me see further down. GS says Stellar to $1 soon. Cool Cat Crypto. But GS, if I didn't welcome you earlier, sorry about that. I meant to. Welcome. Cool Cat Crypto. Cosmos is going to dominate the metaverse too. Yeah, you're right about that. Atom will be the currency of the biggest metaverse. Nice. I did read about that injury you had from the forklift or something like that, falling down. It was like you sliced your foot or something. Man, you had to leave early the other night. Not yesterday night, but the night before because of how much pain you were in. Well, how's your pain? I mean, are you taking anything for that? Are you feeling a little bit better? Well, I hope you get a speedy recovery, my friend. All right. Yours a little more than usual. Lost my grip on the retractable handle of my dolly and it fell. The edge slammed on my big toe and sliced it. Oh, God. Jeez. Yeah, that's... Well, good thing you got to keep the toe and then to get like sliced in half or something. I did welcome you, Mr. Le Grand Commission. Oui, oui, merci beaucoup. Do you keep your crypto, with the Banque de France in the future? Oui, oui. Anyway, I'm kidding. All right. Knew it was bad when you saw flesh. Oh, you saw flesh before blood. My God. Yeah, that's crazy. XRP running again. We'll pull that up in just a second. XRP going to hit $1. I did state that. I felt as though I was like, there's no reason why I couldn't hit $1. I mean, it's at this rate, it seemed like it was going to happen. The Grand Commission says he's part of another community now, and they do live stream for 8 hours. Crazy, nothing to do with crypto. Oh, wow. Huh. Excellent, hitching a ride with XRP. What kind of community is it? If you don't mind me asking, it's up to you if you want to show it. Pain is still there and limping around, but you'll recover. Oh boy. Well, I hope you again are taking something about for it. And Boomer F and Sooner saying, "Yo, Legrand." All right. Yeah, let's see what's going on with Ripple's XRP real quick before we close out the show. All right. So here's what's going on. I'll share this tab instead, actually. Let's refresh. 1.6 trillion, 1.26 trillion, 6.81% increase. XRP is trending, #1 trending. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We need this trending over Pepe, okay? Sorry for all you guys who are Pepe lovers. So XRP is #1 trending. Awesome. What is Bull Bear AI? I don't know. Fear and Greed Index. Even though we had these pumps, the Fear and Greed Index has stayed at 57. Some people feel as though that would increase, but you got to keep in mind that some people look at the market as being volatile, so it's not going to necessarily swing it over to the far right. However, I will state this: we're going to double check this by tomorrow. As you guys know, a lot of the the Asian markets and so on are going to be coming in and doing their thing. BTC sitting at 31,469. On the 1 hour, it's slightly down, but 24 hours is up close to 4%. Ethereum has been holding over 2,000. That's pretty big, pretty significant. But let's look at some of the other ones. As we know that XRP did pass BNB once again. Actually, let's pull up the rankings again. Sorry about that. All right, so yeah, guys, XRP is now ahead of Binance's BNB once again. That's cool stuff. And XRP back up to 80, almost 82 cents on the 1 hour chart, 6.40%. I'll try to pull up maybe the chart on KuCoin real quick before we leave. Let's see what's going on with that. Good old KuCoin. Hold on. Let's see what's going to go on with that. XRP. All right, hold on a second. Man. Looks like XRP got a new trading pair on KuCoin. All right. Let me pull up the XRP USDT pairing. All right. Oh my God. Yeah, that's really something else. Here's on the 1 hour. All right, let's take a look at this. Yeah, that's not too shabby. Look at that. That's the 1 hour, guys. Yeah, you can see that. That's a 1 hour candle. Or the 1 hour chart, sorry. Pretty impressive. And then also on, CMC, yeah, 6.28% up. The one that's actually really doing well on the 1 hour, guys, is actually Stellar. Stellar's up 7.41% on the 1 hour. You know what? For the heck of it, why not? Let's take a look at Stellar for just a brief moment. Ripple's XRP gets all the praise, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let me pull that up a second. Let's do XLM. Hold on. Oui, merci beaucoup. Le grand commission. All right. Yep. Here's the 1 hour on that for Stellar XLM. Very interesting. All right. Let's see what we got. Sports Max. What's football? Soccer. Probably soccer, right? That's cool. Have a great night, Brittany. Thank you so much for being a loyal, consistent supporter of CTN. Really appreciate you, Brittany. Thank you. All right. You guys have a great night. You guys are going to bed. You probably should, right? You got work tomorrow and stuff. Brittany, good night. It's from Magic Power. You can always hug his teddy. It's a cute little teddy. Ground Commission, traceable in Coinbase now too. Yeah, it's great stuff, isn't it? Cup and handle. Well, I could probably pull that up, but I need to call it a night. I need to get something I need to get like some soup or something. Great day today, CTN XRP XLM. Well, thanks, Wes. Glad to have you here, Mr. Wes. Appreciate you guys. Just want to say, I love and appreciate all you guys. You guys are awesome. And it's been quite the journey with you guys, and we'll come back tomorrow and we'll definitely double check on what's going on and so on. I don't know if I get a recorded video out there. Some people want me to get some Jasmine and stuff like that. I gotta get some proper rest and so on. I'm getting, look at that. Yeah, look at that. That's bad, man. Does that look healthy to you? That doesn't look healthy, does it? Sleep apnea. Man, God help me. If you guys pray, especially Legrand, I need to be delivered from my sleep apnea. I'm not kidding. I need the Lord to heal me from my sleep apnea. Like it's really, really bad. As we know, you can have all the crypto fortune in the world, but you don't have your health. You don't have your health. I need to be delivered from this sleep apnea. It's bad. So, all right, you guys. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you back here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for more Crypto Talk Now. Tomorrow is Friday. So Friday the 14th should be interesting. I'll read these last comments. You have a great night too, Mr. Le Grand Commission. Oui, oui. All right. Thank you. Great show once again. Burke is winking. Magic Power. Guten Tag. Liechtenstein Exchange. Just me in the house. Yeah, man. Good game. Thanks, Burke. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.